Kev on the day we were there. And the three of us. You know how Keen's trying to do stuff like that anyway, so it's like, oh, please. She's like, oh yeah, no, on to Kev. Where do you want us both? Here? Yeah? Just, you know. Mate, 5 minutes, then thank Ryan and cut the break. Yeah. Who's playing this afternoon? Kings and... mic check, 1, 2, 3.
Ryan, mic check.
Any other broadcaster I've ever seen, mate, it's hilarious. Yeah, testing, yeah. So like, usually they'll be like, they'll give you a cue, last ball will be over, 30 seconds to break. 30.
Just on your own, yeah.
But no, it's nothing, it's just like cue. So you're like, kind of just left, hung out.
What ODIs did you do?
So we did the Afghan series up in Belfast. Yeah, which was... No, it went out everywhere. I've never done Sky stuff, but... Hello and welcome to the Riddy City Cement pre-game show. I'm Andrew. Over Classic, where the Gladiators look like they could not lose the game with the man who's joining me to my left. I'm delighted to welcome for the first time to the How's That pre-game show, Ryan Tendashade. Ryan, congratulations on the win. Talk us through the closing stages of the match.
Yeah, nice to win again. 3 from 3 is a good start to the tournament. And yeah, I mean, I threw my wicket away at a stage in the game where I probably should have seen it home, but I felt I'd done enough, to be quite honest, and I wanted to put a bit of pressure on the spinner. But you know, we need to help these guys improve in those situations. Like you say, it's happened in a lot of these games, and you know, hopefully this is the start of the learning phase for them to get better at finishing games, you know, from that position where you should really just see it off.
Yeah, it looks like the local spinners have been absolutely outstanding. You got out to Basan Regmi. He's a canny operator, isn't he?
Yeah, I got warned about him last night. I was having a few beers and someone told me, you know, stay in your crease. He's a very good bowler. I've actually played against him once before, and I know his record's fantastic. I think he's the first bowler in this comp who's really had the guts to throw it up there. The wicket was obviously helpful, but he doesn't miss, and I think that's one of the big arts of spin bowling is how often can you put the ball where you want it to go. And he's very canny as well. I felt he was reading me, you know, changing his line very subtly, and it was a tough challenge.
Yeah, I want to talk to you a little bit about the Gladiators' start to the campaign, because you're the first side to have actually qualified now for the latter stages of the tournament. You've made it 3 from 3, but you've had no easy games.
No, I think that's been a hallmark of all the games in the competition. You know, from seemingly unlosable positions, games have been very close. But it is important to get those wins, you know, in a short format competition like this, where it's only a week of the prelim phase. You know, when you do get over the line in tough positions, it does tend to help you, qualify for the next stage. And you know, now the goal is to qualify either 1 or 2, so we get 2 bites of the cherry to make the final.
Yeah, I hope I'm not going to offend you. I called you evergreen yesterday. You're into the latter stages of your career, but we were doing a little bit of a count before we came on the Riddy City Cement pre-game show, and we reckon you've now played franchise cricket in 11 or maybe 12 countries. What's your experience of Nepal been like? How does it differ to the other countries you've played T20 franchise cricket in?
Firstly, it's been great. You know, the way cricket's supported here, which I'd heard about. You know, it's manifested here at the ground. The first day we didn't play, obviously, but there was a big crowd, and even you know, to get a couple of thousand people in a weekday is pretty special. You don't get that in many leagues across the world. Comparatively, you know, I think one thing you need to acknowledge that it's early stages of the league. The signs are good, and I think, you know, with the exposure and with the local guys playing more cricket with guys who have played a bit of international cricket, I think it should improve rapidly. There's a lot of talent here, particularly in the spin bowling department, like you said, and learning and playing with guys is the only way to get better.
Yeah, your career has been a fascinating one to watch. You've shone not only on the global stage at the ICC Cricket World Cup in 2011, but all over the world in these franchise leagues. You've come back into the Dutch setup now. They've got ODI status. They're into the 13-team ICC League. You'll look to be kind of mentoring them in the future and trying to continue to help them along as well, I'd say.
Yeah, I took a 6-year break, and I felt the time was right. Like you said, playing all the leagues, my schedule's been pretty hectic for the last 6 years, so I wanted to prioritise playing in leagues, and now it felt like the time was right to go back. You know, the mentoring side, I really enjoy it, but I think it's very important to stay focused on the cricket. I think it's a cop-out to say I'm going to be the senior statesman, I'm going to show guys how to play instead of actually doing your job. And I think that's what the side wants me at the moment. So for at least for the next year, I want to focus on being a match winner for wherever I'm playing, whatever team. Yeah,
you're certainly still a match winner with bat or ball or in the field. And we saw you just there during the break between the games. You talked about the crowd. Tell us what you were doing. You're hitting a few balls in. There was a little bit of anticipation from the big crowd.
Yeah, I was trying to hit some balls into the crowd. It amazes me how mad they are to catch a ball. It's great to see. Like I say, you don't see that in many countries, and just to catch a ball halfway through a game, you saw them scampering to get it, and that's great to see, and I think that shows the passion for the game in this country.
Final question before we let you go, Ryan. We really appreciate you joining us. You've won 3 from 3, but you're surely going to look to finish in the top 2, because then you'll get 2 bites at getting to the grand final on the 22nd of December.
Yeah, and I think more than likely 1 win out of the last 2 games is going to...
the balls keep flying here.
Yeah, someone's after me. But I think also with inexperienced cricketers, I think the process and not looking too far ahead is very important. I said yesterday in the presser that the job of these guys is to get better from day to day, and I've certainly seen signs from individual players. I think Avinash, the way he's bowled in the last 2 games, I'm a massive fan of his, and even KK today. Compared to how he bowled in the first day to the second day to today, he's improved a lot, and that's the main thing I want to see.
Tell us what you did last night, finally, before you let us go. I think you took your Bankable Player of the Match award. You actually gave it to Avinash Bahara because you felt he bowled so beautifully. That was a really nice thing to do.
Oh, that was in the afternoon. I thought you meant the night. No, yeah, look, I don't think I did anything yesterday that really stood out. It was a low-scoring game where no one did stand out. And like I said, I think the plans that were given to Avinash and the way he executed them, and in the context of the game, I know he only took 1 wicket, but he came on at a time when it could have gone either way, and he bowled his 3 overs for next to nothing. And like I say, mainly the improvement and the application of doing what you asked him to do. To me, that was very rewarding. And like I say, I'm a massive fan of Avinash.
Yeah, we're delighted to have the experience, the passion, and the sheer gentlemanly nature of Ryan Tentashade with us. But we've got an afternoon game to focus on now. It's the Kathmandu Kings, and they're coming up against the Lalitpur Patriots. Let's see what happened at the toss.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Another exciting match ahead of us as the 2 teams that are native to the Kathmandu Valley are up against each other, the Kathmandu Kings 11 and the Lalitpur Patriots. I have the 2 captains, Kevin O'Brien captaining the Kathmandu Kings 11 side today, Gyanendra Mulla, the captain of Lalitpur Patriots, and the match referee, Dipendra Chaudhary. Who's got the coin? Kevin O'Brien is going to toss the coin. Heads is the call. And it's tails. So Kathmandu and Kevin O'Brien have won the toss. What do you want to do first, Kevin?
We're going to bat first.
Good wicket, you think? What do you make out of the wicket and the conditions?
Yeah, it looks a good wicket. Just chatting to the guys from the opposition team the previous match, so they said it's a better wicket than. So yeah, we've got to be positive in our approach to batting. Is what we spoke about all tournament into the lead up. So we just got to keep doing that, and hopefully we can play well.
What sort of a score are you looking to make on this track, you think?
I don't really like putting too much targets on it. We just got to take it ball by ball. Look to be positive as we were in the previous game, play our shots, back our ability, and hopefully we come out on top.
Well, a couple of bad news for you guys. Sompal Kami is out of the tournament, and Siddhant Loni too has a niggle. Who are you replacing them with?
Yeah, so unfortunately 2 guys are out. Siddhant Lahani comes in. Amar is the second guy who's out injured, and CK comes in, the man from the talent hunt. So hopefully, they can hit the straps well and play well today.
All right, good luck, Kevin. Happy to bowl first in this wicket?
Yeah, good toss to lose, I guess. So anything below 150 will be more than happy.
And you guys have a couple of bad news as well. Tomar not being allowed to bowl, and Sandeep Lamichhane has left for the big bash. Any changes in your side?
No, we are playing with the same team. Hopefully we can manage with the bowling side. Like we do have other bowlers as well, so hopefully they will turn up today.
Good luck, Kelly. Thanks for talking to us. And the news from the center is that Kevin O'Brien and Kathmandu Kings 11 have won the toss and they've decided to bat first.
And for today's game, he has won the toss, and the Kathmandu Kings 11, they are going to have a bat first today, which is just going to buck the trend a wee bit from what we've seen every other team in the last days when they've many around who hit a ball bigger than him, so excited to see how he goes. And we've finally got the umpires coming onto the ground here, and it won't be too long before the players join them.
Yeah, there go the Royal Stag umpires. And both sides running onto the field. There go.
Start to the morning after the icy start that we experienced, but now we can see blue sky peeking through, the sun's come out, and it's going to be a gorgeous afternoon for cricket.
Yeah, and there's no doubt it's going to be Sunny Patel to open. We've seen him do this all tournament for the Patriots with his Anil Kumble-esque leg breaks. Tall, they tend to skid on, they don't. Although far end it's going to be Sagar Pun. If you look down this Kathmandu Kings 11, as you said, it's probably going to need Sagar Pun, Kevin O'Brien and Subramanian, who batted so well in their opening game, the victory, the tight victory over the Tigers. They'll be the ones they'll be relying on for the runs. And it's going to be the young man. It's going to be a change. Sunny Patel warmed up, gave his cap to the umpire. And the young man, Rashid Khan, 20 years old, he said, no, I'll have a bowl at the far end, thanks.
I actually like that. I like that they're opening green. Hopefully means when it comes down to that last over, batsmen will be heading towards the bigger side of the ground rather than the smaller side. So I think they've made tactically a good wee adjustment to that, but no doubt we'll see him take the second over.
Yeah, it's going to be Amit Tristra who will take strike at the near end of the ground here. Really healthy crowds throughout this 2018 TVS Everest Premier League, and today is no different. In fact, if they keep filtering in for the afternoon game, we might have the biggest midweek crowd we've ever had. The EPL probably over 3,000 in now already, I'd say. And Sampal Kami, you can see him there. It's an ankle injury from game one. The Kings captain, he's gone down. We don't know about his status for the rest of the tournament. I know he's been getting on the physio bed. So here we go. Time for game 9. It's going to be game 9 of 19. In 15 days between 6 sides. It can only produce one champion. And we've had our first side qualify for the group stages, or for the playoff stages, with the Gladiators making it 3 from 3 today.
Yeah, always exciting when we start to get into this. Well, it's middle stages of the tournament. We're heading into the back end. We're going to start seeing some teams confirmed for those final spots. Exciting cricket to come.
That's nicely pushed into the offside. Really just a press. Beautifully timed from Shrestha. And even though that's to the longest part of the ground, it runs away for 4.
Easy, made that look easy, didn't he? Just leaned on that nicely, puts it away. Said that's right to the biggest part of the boundary. Lovely hands extended through the ball. Won't say there was a heap of footwork going on, but he's managed to find the middle of the bat, and that's something we didn't see a heap of in this morning's game.
The nice thing there was, though, he didn't try to overhit it. And I would say that a lot of the local batsmen have been guilty of that sometimes. They're trying to smash it 4 miles down into downtown Kathmandu, as opposed to just timing the ball. That was a beautiful piece of timing from Shrestha. Nicely pressed again. Rashid Khan has proved very expensive in this tournament, but I do think he's got something about him. The young man with talent, he looks a very good athlete, and he bowls at a decent clip.
Yeah, it's surprising to see that he's actually gone for a few runs, to be honest. He looks like he's got a pretty nice economical action, gets a little bit of shape early on from what we've seen as well, and like you said, got good pace, so he's got all the ingredients there to be successful. He just needs to come in and execute, and all it might take is a couple of wickets, and then his fortunes might change.
Cut away behind square. Third man's going to have some work to do. Picks it up nicely. Amazing they don't get back for 2 there. It's poor running, really, to be honest.
Yeah, not the best piece of running we've seen so far in the tournament, but a handy start for the fielding side. We've seen a few people out there in the outfield with the fumbles, especially early on once they get out there, so good to see him making good ground, sliding round to save it. Look, are they the Patriots? They've got a wicket, they're on the board, and now it's 5 for 1.
Lalitpur Patriots ने जितु बढ्दो
It's not going to be the captain and star man, Kevin O'Brien, at 3. It's going to be Naresh Budhair. He's not going to be on strike though because the batsman crossed. It's going to be a wide. I did say it was a very poor shot from Sagar Pump, but it was actually very well bowled as well by Rashid Khan. Coming, he dug it into the pitch.
Yeah, and we have to give credit there as well. We have just talked about the phenomenal gifts he's got as a bowler, but noting that he has been expensive. But look, he's outsmarted the batsman there, and he's managed to pick up his first wicket for the day. Yeah,
and made that decision to open the bowling with him. All the better. It looked like it was going to be spin on Sunny Patel, but actually it's the youngster, Rashid Khan. It's a good way to end the first over. The score is 6 for 1.
Kathmandu Kings versus Lalitpur Patriots. Inning on right now. Kilang sa kabalay. Target ko si Pustola to. Make some noise for our beautiful Kingfisher cheerleaders. 6 runs and 1 wicket in 1 over.
Just 1 over gone in the afternoon game, the second match of this doubleheader. It's the 4th doubleheader we've had in 4 days. The ground staff, the production team downstairs, the crowd, they've all been worked hard. We're going to have a rest tomorrow, but not till we find out whether it's going to be the Kathmandu Kings to make 2 out of 2. Mix up, terrible mix up. What is going on out there? Budhair goes. He falls for a first ball duck.
I'm just not even sure what I am watching right now. Never looked like there was a single in it, rightfully sent back, but he'd come down by no chance at all of getting there. Fielder hasn't had to do too much work there, but has given a good throw, and he's by metres.
Mang with the fielding. That's the second wicket. The Kings 6 for 2. For the big Irishman into the crease. He's the Kathmandu Kings captain today, and he's going to be facing Sunny Patel after what can only be described as a catastrophic run out. We have 2 men back in the pavilion, both gone for first ball ducks. One to a remarkable shot and one to a remarkable piece of running. The Kings in early trouble here after choosing to bat first. It's a rank long hop to start, and it's a gift to a man like Kevin O'Brien.
Well, that's kind, isn't it, from the bowler there. He's started overly well to the season pro, missing short and down leg with fine leg circle. He's always going to put that away for 4, and he does it with ease.
Sunny Patel has bowled well this tournament, but he's shown a tendency to just drag 1 every 2 overs. Absolutely down to be a terrible delivery. Better this time. O'Brien's going to have to rebuild for the Kings now.
Yeah, probably not the ideal circumstance to be utilising him in. I mean, the one good thing about it is he's going to get plenty of time in the middle. He's not going to be rushed or anything like that, but ideally you'd have him coming in when you've got a platform set. Again, just looking back of the length there, looking to use the pace and just slide it on. No real turn yet that we've seen so far.
For one, it might be leg buys. We'll wait for the umpire signal. It is leg buys. Yeah, O'Brien has spent much of his Irish career at batting at 5, 6 or 7. Often a lot of Irish fans would have thought he's batted too low. But he has played some of his franchise stuff, particularly the Caribbean Premier League and English county cricket opening the innings. And he's such devastating power. That could be the spot for him in the future. That's the end of the second over. It's 11 for 2. So after winning their opening game, the Kathmandu Kings were forced into a change of captain. It's Rashid Khan, the new captain, Kevin O'Brien. He does have something about him, this kid, Rashid Khan, doesn't he?
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from him, to be honest. I like the little bit of shape he's managing to get with the ball even in the afternoon. I think he could be very, very dangerous for some of those morning games with a wee bit of dew around as well. But so far, really impressed with what he's doing.
See O'Brien with that trigger movement where he comes across to kind of step it into the delivery. Not just he feels that gets him set to be ready to face the ball.
Yeah, it always means he's likely to be lined up with the ball as well, so he should also have a pretty good understanding of where his stumps are, so unlikely to see him fishing for too many outside that off stump, and gives him, like you said, that nice stable base to be hitting from too.
Guided away by O'Brien. That's straight to third man. What do you think might be a good total here, Francis?
Honestly, it's one of those things. I actually have no idea. From looking at the wicket, putting everything else aside, I'd probably be saying in that 140, maybe 150 region, but who knows?
Yeah, it's been a difficult to predict week of cricket so far. This is game day 5 of the TVS Everest Premier League 2018. And we've seen everything from 215 chased down to 84 defended for a tie, which went to a super over. And we've even seen, at some points, complete carnage on the outfield.
There has definitely been complete carnage, so hard to say what exactly a good score will be, but...
Oh, what's a beauty from Rashid Khan. He said he's got something about him, and he's showing his mettle here. Why opening the bowling all week for the Patriots?
Oh, I'm not sure at all, but again, shape a wee bit off the surface as well. He's making life difficult for the batsman, and to be honest, I've got no idea why he wouldn't have this man with a new ball in his hand every time.
Yeah, the Patriots have bowled a huge amount of spin this tournament so far, but Rashid Khan leading the way with the seam. It's just going to be a single, I suspect, to end the third over. Kathmandu Kings now 13 for 2. There's the Kings 11 batting card. I'd say we'll see Subramanian next, who batted so well in their opening over the Chitwan Tigers. Patel's going to continue breaks. A tall Indian. And that's elegantly driven. No run there. Good stop.
Yeah, well fielded in the ring there, keeping the pressure on, building those dots again. As we've seen, even when batsmen look like they're cruising and getting into their work, dots bring pressure, bring wickets.
Big appeal, he claps his hands. He knew that was out. Kevin O'Brien throws his head in the air in disgust because Shrestha's gone and his teammates aren't helping him. That's the third wicket in the fourth over.
I think that's a pretty low percentage option to be taking against a man bowling from a good height to the wicket as well, just skidding the ball on. Yeah, I'd have to say that that's a terrible shot, but a very good decision from the umpire.
Kathmandu Kings, 13 for 3. Joining us for the first time today, live on AP1 HD, and the Kathmandu Kings, after choosing to bat first after winning the toss, they're standing in their spot of bother. They're 13 for 3. It's the former Nepal under-19 captain now, Raju Rijal, to the crease, and he's going to need getting some run forward alongside his skipper. Sunny Patel is in the wickets.
Much better option there, I think. For playing Sunny Patel, I think it has to be straight bat options unless he gives you a bit of width. That's the only time I think those horizontal shots are going to come into it, to that short ball.
Yeah, he's always at you. He's full and he's straight, and he doesn't turn the ball a huge amount, and that's why it was an easy decision for the umpire, because as soon as the batsman missed, Shrestha missed, it was game over, and the dreaded finger went up. We should see what to the leg spinner. He's obviously got the power, but he's under huge pressure with 3 wickets already down. O'Brien, deep breaths from O'Brien. He looks a frustrated figure, frustrated with his teammates at the moment. And that's clever batting. It's good experience. He's going to keep the strike. That's the end of the fourth over. It's now 15 for 3.
TVS Everest Premier League now, so this is the 3rd season. हाम्रो एकदमै राम्री राम्री किङफिसर चियरलिडर्सहरुलाई पनि त ताली बजाउनु पर्यो नि यार सबैजनाले. Lalit Narayan Rajvanshi from Lalitpur Patriots about to do the bowling.
It'll be a change of bowling, maybe a little surprising. Rashid Khan is not going to keep going, but they're going to change to left arm spin to a man I've called as a star of a future yesterday, who I thought was one to watch. And this youngster, Lalit Rajvanshi, 19 years of age, and he's been really impressive for me so far. A lovely action.
And of course, another left arm spinner. What else would the young man?
Can't bowl there to Kevin O'Brien, full and wide and smashed into the stands. That gets a huge roar from the crowd here.
Oh, that's just a bit of a loosener. Just hoping to get one up there, land it on it, just hoping to get into a spell, and he's absolutely been pushed by O'Brien.
Yeah, that's a glorious competition. O'Brien and Sterling love going inside out. Over. And that one's flown all the way for 6. Power again, but straight to the man this time. Raj Banshee breathes a sigh of relief. Do use that hashtag EPLT20, whether you're on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. Send us in a message. We're going to get to a few of those later this afternoon. Send us a question, hashtag EPLT20. Oh, that's a glorious shot. Just a punch, but mid-on is in the circle. That's
well, that's a glorious shot, isn't it? I'm going to call that his shot of the day so far. Just, oh, he's made that look so easy. And to be honest, not even that bad a ball from the bowler there either.
Your spot wasn't a poor delivery. And O'Brien just eased it down the ground. Mid-on was quite wide, and as soon as it beat the man, he gave up Tomar. That's 4 runs. At mid-on. O'Brien slog sweep. That is
well, not too much excitement on the hill, so that one's obviously gone down in our one-handed catching competition. But again, fantastic striking from O'Brien there, able to access both sides of the ground, and that is a massive 6.
107 in the tournament, and I'm not sure we've seen many bigger than that one from Kevin O'Brien. Powerfully down the ground. That's just going to be one bounce. We were talking about how O'Brien looked frustrated with his partners. He's really had all the pressure heaped onto him, but he's rising to the task now.
Absolutely, and look, he looks in great form. There's not too many balls that haven't hit the middle of his bat today, and even at the toss he thought that it was a good wicket to have a bat on, so he's really just proving to his men that that absolutely is the case.
Rijal just 1 off 2. Former Nepal under-19 captain. And he's going to say, I'm happy with a dot because it keeps O'Brien on strike. That's the end of the 5th over. It's 32 for 3.
Kathmandu Kings versus Lalitpur Patriots. 32 runs, 3 wickets in 5 overs.
To continue to the big Irishman, Kevin O'Brien. He works one off his pads for 1. It's going to be a commentary box. Thought about 2, decides against it. Going to pass over to Krishna, and he's joined by the beautiful Suraj Giri.
It's always good to be in the company of beautiful people. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Francis. Can this be the Kevin O'Brien show that we've all been waiting for, Suraj?
Well, he's gotten the start, 24 of 15, has to capitalize here, and it's very important for Brian to not get carried away because there isn't too much of sensible batting left to come. There's some big hitters in the side, but to anchor the innings, it has to be Kevin O'Brien. Gone for it again, and this time, not coming from the meat of the bat, didn't get his timing right. 1 bounce, and the fielder cuts it off.
We'll come to Kevin O'Brien. Tell me a little bit about Andrew and you. I'm not too sure what's going on there. Heaves it into the leg side, to the deep square leg region. 2 runs. Yes, Suraj. Andrew's been here for about 4 to 5 days, and he's taken a liking for everything in Nepal. I'm trying to understand what's happening between you and Andrew.
Well, we love each other. That's what's happening, right? As brothers, as friends, as co-commentators, as 2 people who like to party. Everything about us. We love each other. That's it. That's it.
Wonderful, exceptional cover drive from Raju Rijal. 6 overs completed, end of the power play, 41 for 3. Right, Suraj, this is the pitch on which 431 runs were scored in the on this wicket, and we saw a match that went down to the last over, the target being 91. What's happening with these pitches? Very unpredictable.
Well, a lot more cracks have started to appear in the pitch for the toss, and you can see that it's changed a little bit. So they'll have to be cautious, but still it's a pretty decent batting wicket. That's why the won the toss, chose to bat first. Yogendra Singh Karki has been introduced. He bowls some decent medium. Keeper standing up to him.
Hasn't bowled much in the few matches that the Patriots have played. Short and wide. Slaps it hard to covers. No run there. Right, the Kathmandu Kings 11, 41 for 3. We're into the 7th over, and the big man on screen, the big Irishman, he's slowly and steadily moving on here. 25 of 17. Shot again, punches it on the back foot. Just the single. The crowd stationed in the right area. They're waiting for the big ones from the Irishman.
Yeah, you'll have to be cautious here. The length is going to be crucial for the bowlers. You can't drag it short. It's got to be in between the short and the good length areas. Kevin O'Brien is very quick to pull. We saw him hammering sixes over the cow corner region. Balls that were pitched outside the off stump.
Looks for the cut. Misses it.
So
it's been a good mix of aggression and defense from Kevin O'Brien, 26 of 18. And with 3 wickets back in the dugout, it's probably the right way to go.
Just opening the face of the bat, thinking about a single. Amit Shrestha. Well, he'd be bummed about getting Budhayar out already. So, yeah, they'll have to be cautious here. It's not easy to communicate. And then Kevin O'Brien, the more experienced campaigner, doing the right thing, walking down and having a word with young Raju Rizal, beg your pardon.
Once again, played to Sunny Patel. Cuts it off yet again. Another dot ball.
Raju Rizal is a talented batter. He's been the captain of the under-19 squad, and he's struggling to find a place in the national team. Was featured once or twice, but could not produce anything significant. So here's an opportunity for him.
Oh, has to be out. Is there an edge? Yes! Wicket number 4, and Raju Rizal, well, he was trying that for 2 deliveries. This missed it. This time gets the edge. Excellent work by Kolsawala.
Yeah, Raju Rizal, we saw a couple of deliveries ago as well. He's just trying to cut the ball and open the face of the bat, and you can see why he do that with the fielders inside the circle on the offside. That should have been slammed rather than to open the face of the bat and just run it down. So not working for Raju Rizal. Kathmandu Kings 11 in dire straits at the moment. 4 wickets down for 42 runs.
We're back live here. 7 overs completed. Few highlights from the power play. 4 wickets that went down in these first 7 overs. Kathmandu Kings 11. But they still have a ray of hope. The big man, Irishman, Kevin O'Brien is still in the center, and he's been joined by the man of the match in the first match. 43 outstanding runs in just 18 deliveries. Anand Subramaniam.
And you know, credit to the bowlers, but it's also the batsmen that have thrown their wickets. Some of these shots are very ordinary by the Kathmandu Kings 11 top order. That one bounced on him slightly more than what he was expecting. Still well negotiated by Kevin O'Brien. And the kind of impact that foreign players have had in TVS EPL 2018, it's got to be Subramaniam and Bryan through to the 15th over, and then probably the firepower of people like Siddhant Loni, Rohan Mustafa could get them to a decent total.
We've had fantastic turnouts every single day for the 3rd edition of the TVS Everest Premier League, and you're watching live coverage on AP1 HD. We'd love to hear from you. PLT20 is the official hashtag of the tournament. So tell us about your experiences in the ground. Share some of the photos. Keep talking to us via hashtag EPLT20.
43 runs, a quick fire 43 runs Anand Subramaniam scored in the last match. So that's why Rohan Mustafa has not been featured. The UAE captain came in yesterday, I think. But Kevin O'Brien doesn't want to unsettle. Oh, walking down the track. And perhaps that's why, although the appeal, the umpire not interested. Kevin O'Brien doesn't want to mess up with the team flow. So that's why he decided to rest Rohan Mustafa with Sompal Kami already out. And Amar Singh Roitela too with a back injury.
You would believe that this is an important passage of play for the Kathmandu Kings 11, like you mentioned. You don't want to leave too much for the lower middle order. Anand Subramaniam and Kevin O'Brien will have to take the onus onto themselves to take them through the next few overs. Rebuild this innings. 4 wickets down already. Pawan Saraf has done a bit of bowling in this tournament. Bowling to Kevin O'Brien. Calling for 2, very quick. Fumble there makes it easy for Anand Subramaniam to come back. Well run. Apply pressure on the fielders here. Lot of gaps on the leg side. 8 overs completed. 46 for 4.
Kathmandu Kings 11 batting lineup there. Sagar Purna, Amit Shrestha, Naresh Pudhaya not doing much to up the scores, and Raju Rizal too. He hung around there for a little while, and the only batting left is Siddhant Lohani and Chandrakant Patel. But Siddhant Lohani knows only one way to go about his innings, and that is attack, attack, attack. So it's going to be Kevin O'Brien and Anand Subramaniam to take them through to at least the 15th over. Of course, only 3 foreign players allowed. So Rohan Mustafa being featured in the side, and I'm sure the team director Binod Das had something to do about it. And it's very important that Binod Das, along with his foreign captain Kevin O'Brien, formulate the strategies, and Binod Das lets Kevin O'Brien know what's going on with the Nepali players in the squad. It's not easy for Mustafa to just land in and go out there and perform. So he's being rested today, but I'm sure we'll see him in the latter stages of the tournament.
Punched off the back foot yet again. Just the single to sweep a cover. This is probably going to be the order of play for the next few overs. Rotate, get the single, the odd doubles, and the boundaries will keep coming as long as Kevin O'Brien and Subramaniam are in the center. But you don't want to lose another wicket at this stage.
Absolutely, Navneet.
And it's going to be interesting to see how Gyanendra Malla changes his bowlers around. His go-to bowler was always Rajbanshi, and he's bowled so exceptionally well in the first few games. Kevin O'Brien took him apart for 17 in his first over, so that's going to make things very interesting.
Well, it's very important for the captain to back his young talents as well. Going for 17 in the first over, I'm sure Rajbanshi is itching for a comeback. And he's an exceptionally talented bowler, Rajbanshi. One of the better finds in the recent time.
Scoops it over, fine leg. X got complete control over that shot was Anand Subramaniam, and 4 handsome runs. This gives Kevin O'Brien when his partner can go well as well.
Yeah, and look at where he dragged that out of. It was on an off-stump line and completely under. This is what T20 cricket is all about, innovation in the game. Haven't seen enough of that, certainly not in the last couple of days, but here we go.
This time on the offside. Is there a third man? Yes, there is. So just the single on this occasion. 9 overs completed. 55 for 4. Where do these two teams stand in the context of the tournament? The Kathmandu Kings 11 have played 1 game. They won their, so they have 2 points on the board. While the Patriots, they've played 3, lost 1, and they're on the back of 2 successful stints in the center. So this time on the leg side, that's not well, hasn't hit that well enough. That's good for him. So just 1 bounce to the boundary outfielder there, and they've got 4 points of the Patriots. Every match counts at this stage of the tournament.
Yeah, Subramaniam was almost beaten in the last over, last ball, beaten for pace, but he adjusted really well. Initially wanted to take the aerial route, but then changing his shot at the last moment.
Now the dot ball, you can see why Pawan Saraf is not bowling it full to Kevin O'Brien. You're probably asking for trouble if you do that. He can take on any boundary. No ground is big enough for the big Irishman. So it's going to be short and angling away from the right-hander. Going to make it difficult for him to play on the leg side. Tucks it away just for a single though.
Yeah, there's 2 ways to go about it, Navneet. But with only 57 runs on the board and 4 wickets gone, I guess he should actually tempt the batsman, not all the time, but once or twice in his over, so that because if you see the back of Kevin O'Brien, then Kathmandu Kings 11 will be in deep trouble.
Shot. This is going to get the long gone fielder into play. Is that going to be taken? Very well taken by Sunny Patel, and it's wicket number 5. This is exactly what we were expecting. Some A little bit of flight from Pawan Saraf, inviting Anand Subramaniam to go the distance. He did that, didn't quite middle it, and he lobs one straight to Sunny Patel at long on.
Yeah, the key was the line here. Of course, for the slog sweep, but it was pitched way outside off stump, and the more away it is from your body, the lesser control you have. Kathmandu Kings 11 have lost their 5th wicket for only 57 runs on the board.
Here's another look at this. He was hoping to get 6 valuable runs. Sunny Patel is not going to do as safe as a house. 57 for 5. We're just about nearing the halfway mark. The most gorgeous setting you can ever expect. Tell me a little bit about Siddharth Lohani.
Siddharth Lohani, the new batsman in. He's one of the few batsmen in Nepal cricket who can hit the ball a long way. I remember matches in the ICC World Cup qualifier. He produced a helicopter shot that amused the entire world. But the real question is, does this youngster have the temperament to hang around and change his batting style and adapt to the circumstance? Because 5 down, you don't want Siddharth Lohani going after every ball.
And my co-commentator here, Paresh Lohani, seems to be very excited. And I was trying to figure out why. I just got to know that Siddharth Lohani is younger brother of Paresh Lohani, so he's very excited to see how this goes.
Missed the first match because he had a niggle and he can't sprint. I spoke to him before the match as well. He's one of the innovative batsmen that we have. He can switch hit, he can reverse sweep, he can hit the helicopter shot and execute it really, really well. But he's not fully fit. That's what he told me before the match.
Happy to just play off the dot ball here. End of the 10th over. 59 for 5, the Kathmandu Kings, and all to play for here in the last 10 overs. And a lot rests on the shoulders of Kevin. Change in the commentary box, and as always, it's going to be Rajan Shah and Vibhu Shrestha.
Thank you, Navneet. स्वागत छ नेपाली कमेन्ट्रीमा। स्कोर कार्ड हामी हेर्न सक्छौँ। केभिन ब्रायन आज क्याप्टेन्सी गर्दै सोमपाल कामीको अनुपस्थितिमा उहाँ इन्जर्ड भएका थिए लास्ट गेममा र 5 विकेट गुमाइसकेको छ काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 ले। मसँग हुनुहुन्छ विभु।
दस ओभर को खेल पछि 11औं ओभर को खेल को सुरुवात। काठमाडौँ किङ्स राम्रो अवस्थामा छैन, जटिल अवस्थामा छ र अब ग्राउन्ड को बाउन्ड्री लाइनमा सहकर्मी संयुक्ता कसैसँग हुनुहुन्छ? हेरौं कोसँग हुनुहुन्छ संयुक्ता।
I have with me Binod Das, the head coach of Kathmandu Kings 11. Binod has also been a national cricketer of Nepal.
Easy batting on these wickets, to be honest. First game, 92 runs chased down. So we are just looking at some. Yeah, we are in a bit of a situation here, but we are hopeful because we've got a couple of foreign players to bat for us. Kevin is in there, Pradeep is about to come. Yeah, we are hopeful that we'll manage to get somewhere around 120, 130.
Right. Just get on the team. Do you think it's given you an advantage? Do you think having a player like Kevin, or he's also performing really well right now, do you think that gives you an added advantage?
Well, absolutely. I mean, any foreign player coming into EPL is right up there in terms of his leadership quality. Has given us that assurance that come what may, he's going to stand there for the team. So yeah, it's great to have him actually.
That was Binod Das, head coach of Kathmandu Kings 11. There's lots more coming up in this exciting game. Stay tuned.
संयुक्त हुनुहुन्थ्यो पूर्व राष्ट्रिय टोलीका कप्तान अन्डर 19 का प्रमुख प्रशिक्षक विनोद दाससँग
एभरेस्ट प्रिमियर लिग 2018 मा विदेशी खेलाडीहरू भित्रिसकेपछि त्यसले के कस्तो परिवर्तन लिएर आएको छ भन्ने विषयमा कुराकानी गर्नुहुँदै मसँग सहकर्मी राजन शाह हुनुहुन्छ। मोमो क्रिकेट हैन कसरी सुरु भयो साँच्चै यो मोमो क्रिकेट भन्ने अलिकति यो पाएको बेला प्रचार प्रसार गरिहालौँ।
त्यहाँ राउन्ड फिल्डिङ फेरि ललितपुर पेट्रियट्सको आज फिल्डिङ उत्कृष्ट रहेको छ अहिलेसम्म। मोमो क्रिकेट नेपालीले खाने खाजा मोमो हेर्ने खेल क्रिकेट त्यहीबाट आइडिया आएको यो मोमो क्रिकेटको।
मोमो खाँदै क्रिकेट हेरौँ होइन। नेपालमा त मोमो चाइनाभन्दा बढी प्रख्यात छ आजकल त।
एकदम एउटा मलाई याद आउँछ ऱ्यान्ट एन्ड स्काटे सुरुवात यहाँ आएका बेला ट्रेनिङको दिन भेट भएको थियो ट्यु ग्राउन्डमा। उहाँले मसँग पहिलो कुरा के सोध्नुभएको थियो भने मोमो कहाँ पाइन्छ भनेर। बेस्ट मोमो नेपालको काठमाडौँको कहाँ पाइन्छ भनेर। मोमो विश्वभरि प्रख्यात छ विभु।
र यो अफिसभन्दा थोरै रुम पाएका थिए तकेले दिए हल्का हातले 1 रनको लागि। यससँगै 11 ओभरको समाप्ति 64 रन 5 विकेटको क्षतिमा काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11।
पवन सराफ कन्टिन्यू गर्दै अर्को इन्डबाट राम्रो पार्टनरसिप गरेका छन् योगेन्द्र सिंह कार्कीसँग बलिङको पार्टनरसिप यो म्याचमा अहिलेसम्म। केविन ओब्रायन राम्रो लयमा देखिएका छन् तर साथ पाइरहेका छन् अर्को इन्डबाट। हामी हेर्न सक्छौँ विकेट गुमाइछ किङ्स 11ले र सिद्धान्त लोनी जो आज समावेश गरिएको छ टोलीमा। पछिल्लो गेममा उनी थिएनन् प्लेइङ 11मा। साथ दिन जरुर देखिन्छ यहाँ केविन ओब्रायनको।
र यो लफ्टेड शट उठाइदिएका छन् तर डिप मिड विकेटमा फिल्डर छन् मात्र 1 रनमा चित्त बुझाउन बाध्य सिद्धान्त लोहनी। सिद्धान्त लोहनी एउटा युवा प्रतिभा क्रिकेटरको रूपमा उदाउँदै गरेको खेलाडी त हुन् तर पाएको मौकालाई सदुपयोग गर्न अहिलेसम्म सकिरहेको हामी देख्न सक्दैनौँ। यद्यपि उनले मौका भने धेरै अवसरमा पाइसकेका छन् त्यो मौकालाई कन्भर्ट गर्न चाहिँ सिद्धान्त लोहनीले सकेका छैनन्। भन्दा भन्दै राम्रो बााउन्ड्रीमा कन्भर्ट गरेका छन् केविन ओब्रायनले। पवन सराफको अफ स्टम्पभन्दा बाहिर पाएको बललाई कट गरिदिएका थिए ब्याकवर्ड पोइन्ट।
रिप्लेमा हामी हेर्न सक्छौँ सुन्दर शट यहाँ कट र ग्यापमा थियो त्यो बल। अर्को बााउन्ड्री त्यसका साथै 42 रन पुगेका छन् 32 बलमा केविन ओब्रायन। र यसपटक अफ साइडमा लङ अफ तल आउँछन् तोमरले क्याच गरेका छन्। यहाँ कप्तान केविन ओब्रायनको नाममा ललितपुर पेट्रियट्स पक्कै पनि धेरै नै अघि छ यो म्याचमा अब यो स्थितिमा।
र यो केविन ओब्रायनको विकेट मात्र होइन काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11को लागि सबैभन्दा ठुलो झट्का पनि यो स्टेजमा। लगातार अर्को एन्डबाट विकेट गुमाउँदै थिए राम्रो साथ पाइरहेका थिएनन्। ठुलो सर्ट खेल्ने प्रहार गरे तर ब्याटमा राम्रो कनेक्ट गर्न सकेनन्। लङ अफको दिशामा गौरव तोमारको सुरक्षित हातमा केविन ओब्रायन 42 रनको व्यक्तिगत स्कोरमा पभिलियन फर्किएका छन्। यो रिप्लेमा तपाईँ देख्न सक्नु ब्याटमा राम्रो कनेक्ट गर्न सकेनन्। एलिभेसन राम्रो पाएनन् गौरव तोमार र केविन पभिलियनमा 70 रन 6 विकेटको क्षतिमा काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11। अब यहाँबाट गाह्रो भएको छ काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11लाई।
अत्यन्त गाह्रो छ यहाँबाट काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11लाई। एकमात्र ब्याट्सम्यान जो लयमा देखिएका थिए केविन ओब्रायन पनि पेभिलियन फर्किसकेका छन्। गौरव तोमरको अर्को क्याच यो टुर्नामेन्टमा उनले लङ अफमा थुप्रै क्याच लिएका छन् पेट्रियट्सको लागि। जुन खबर आएको थियो आज गौरव तोमरले यो टुर्नामेन्टमा बलिङ गर्न पाउने छैनन्। उनको बलिङ एक्सन जुन इलिगल रिपोर्ट भएको छ त्यही पनि योगदान दिँदै तोमर फिल्डमा र ब्याट्सका साथ दिन सक्छ। सरफ कन्टिन्यू गर्दै ठुलो विकेट हात पारेका छन् सरफले। र प्रदीप साहु आएका छन् नयाँ ब्याट्सम्यान लेग स्पिनर ल्याङ्की टल लेग स्पिनर। पन्जाबका लागि आइपिएल खेलिसकेका त्यसभन्दा अघि राजस्थान रोयल्समा पनि थिए केही वर्ष अगाडि। पन्जाबले रणजी ट्रफी पनि खेलिसकेका छन् प्रदीप साहु। अनुभव थुप्रै छ उनीसँग र त्यो अहिले आवश्यकता छ काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11लाई
र यो राम्रो बल अपिल र यो कट बिहाइन्डको लागि अम्पायरले सिग्नल दिएका छन् लगातार पवन सराफ यो ओभरमा 2 ठूला विकेट लिन सफल भएका छन् पवन सराफ बल पिच भएर केही बाहिर डेभिएट भएको थियो उक्त बललाई खेल्ने प्रयास गरेका थिए बल आउटसाइड एज लागेर सिधै विकेट किपरको हातमा को सेफ हातमा पुगेको छ यो रिप्लेमा देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ
त्यति कम छ पवन सराफको तेस्रो गेममा सन्दीप लामिछाने गुमाउनु परेको थियो प्याट्रियट्सले तर सराफले 3 विकेट लिएर राम्रो स्पिन बलिङको प्रदर्शन गरेका थिए भने आज पनि ब्याकअप गरेका छन् त्यो पर्फर्मेन्सलाई कन्टिन्युटी दिएका छन् पर्फर्मेन्सलाई कन्सिस्टेन्ट स्पिन बलिङ पर्फर्मेन्स अफ स्पिन पवन सराफको राम्रो लयमा देखेका छन् यो टुर्नामेन्टमा र ठुलो नामको एब्सेन्समा पनि जुन यो पर्फर्मेन्स गर्नु भनेको धेरै लिएका छन् पेट्रियट्सको बलिङको लागि
र यो अर्को झट्कासँगै एउटा खतरनाक साबित हुन सक्छ काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11लाई एउटा ठुलो योगफल तयार पार्न आवश्यक छ जुन हिसाबको ललितपुर पेट्रियट्सको ब्याटिङ लाइनअप छ गहिरो ब्याटिङ लाइनअप छ त्यसलाई चिर्नको लागि कम्तीमा पनि 30 रन आवश्यक छ यदि गेममा रहिरहने हो भने 7औं विकेटको क्षतिपछि अब मोहम्मद शमशाद शेख आएका छन् काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 को इनिङ्स लागि बढाउनका लागि र युए का कप्तान रोहन मुस्तफा काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 को टोलीमा समावेश भइसकेका छन् तर आजको खेल खेलेका छैनन् अघिल्लो खेलहरूबाट रोहन मुस्तफा काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 को टोलीमा जोडिनेछन् र आज सोमपाल कामी रेगुलर क्याप्टेन पनि टिममा छैनन् इन्जर्ड भएका छन् केही गाह्रो पर्न सक्छ अब काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 लाई जुन हिसाबको स्कोर यहाँ तयार पारेका छन्
ललित राजवंशी आफ्नो दोस्रो ओभर लिएर यो स्पेलको पहिलो ओभरमा केविन ओब्रायनले 17 रन बटुलेका थिए उनको ओभरबाट प्रेसरमा देखिएका थिए र हामी हेर्न सक्छौँ कप्तान सोमपाल कामी जुन भएर आज बाहिर बसेका छन्
ललित राजवंशी आफ्नो दोस्रो स्पेल दोस्रो ओभर लिएर आएका छन् यसअघिको ओभर केही महँगो साबित भएका थिए ललित राजवंशीको यसअघिको पहिलो स्पेलमा केविन ओब्रायनले उनलाई 2 वटा 6 र एउटा 4 रन प्रहार गरेका थिए महँगो साबित भएका थिए ललित राजवंशी यो फ्लाइट डेलिभरी लेग साइडतिर ड्रिफ्ट भइरहेको थियो हल्का हातले खेलिदिए 1 रनको लागि
डिप लाग्न जरुरी यो इनिङ्स अब किङ्स 11 ले पुरै 20 ओभर खेल्नु पर्ने छ यहाँ विकेट धेरै बाँकी छैन 3 विकेट मात्र बाँकी छ र ओभर 13औं ओभर को खेल हुँदैछ हामी हेर्न सक्छौँ ललितपुर पेट्रियट्सका कोच मन्द मुस्कान दिँदै
र तारिफ गर्नुपर्छ कप्तान ज्ञानेन्द्र मल्लको जुन हिसाबले सीमित स्रोत साधनको भन्छु म त बलिङ लाइनअपमा कम छ तर राम्रो प्रयोग गरेका छन् भएका बलरहरूलाई
सन्दीप लामिछाने बिग ब्यास खेल्न अस्ट्रेलिया गइसकेका छन् भने गौरव तोमर पनि आजबाट बलिङ गर्न पाउने छैनन् यो टुर्नामेन्टमा र ललित राजवंशीले पनि पहिलो ओभरमा केही रन खाएका थिए भनेपछि त्यो जुन कमब्याक गरेर पवन सराफले राम्रो बलिङ भन्नुपर्छ पवन सराफको राम्रो क्याप्टेन्सी ज्ञानेन्द्र मल्लको
राम्रो बल गरिरहेका छन् यो आफ्नो दोस्रो स्पेलमा ललित राजवंशी बललाई केही फ्लाइट गराइरहेका छन् हावामा राखिरहेका छन् पेसलाई कम गरेका छन् ब्याट्सम्यानको ब्याटसम्म पुग्न अलिकति टाइम लागिरहेको छ जस कारणले गर्दाखेरि ब्याट्सम्यानहरूलाई खेल्न गाह्रो भइरहेको छ अगेन्स्ट द विन्ड गरिरहेका छन् बल जुन हिसाबले कीर्तिपुर क्रिकेट मैदानमा अहिले हावा चलिरहेको छ यो अफ स्टम्पभन्दा बाहिरको बल थोरै लो रह्यो 13 ओभरको समाप्तिपछि किङ्स 11 72 रन 7 विकेटको क्षतिमा
हाइलाइट्स हामी हेर्न सक्छौँ सन्नी पटेलले जुन सुरुवाती विकेट निकालेका थिए त्यसपछि केविन ओब्रायनको केही आकर्षक सटहरू अफ साइडमा यो लेग साइडमा र राजु रिजाल क्याच आउट भएका थिए विकेट किपरबाट
अफ स्टम्प भन्दा बाहिरको बल कट गरिदिएका थिए फिल्डरसन ब्याकवर्ड पोइन्टमा मात्र 1 रन हुन सक्छ
पवन सराफ अन्डर 19 नेशनल क्रिकेट टीम का अलराउन्डर अफ स्पिन बलिङ गर्छन् भने ब्याटिङ गर्न पनि उत्तिकै सक्षम ओपनिङ पनि गरेका छन् ललितपुर प्याट्रियट्सको लागि फेरि बिट गरेका छन् आउटसाइड अपमा शमशाद शेख ढिला हाते सर्ट चलाउनमा
र पवन सराफले सन्दीप लामी छानेको अनुपस्थितिलाई कुनै पनि हालतमा खड्किन दिएका छैनन् यो गेममा विशेष गरी जुन हिसाबले ब्याट्सम्यानहरूलाई खेलाइरहेका छन् रेगुलर रूपमा बिट गराइरहेका छन् ब्याट्सम्यानहरूलाई र यो ओभरको म भनिरहेको थिएँ राम्रो फ्लाइट थियो पिच भएर केही मुभमेन्ट पाए पवन सराफ र यो अफ स्टेयर्समा डिसिजनको माग गरेका छन् लेग अम्पायरले हेर्न बाँकी छ अपिल गरेका छन् कट बिहाइन्ड द विकेटको लागि विकेट किपरले र यो बलर स्टेप हेरिरहेका छौँ यसमा कुनै समस्या देखिएको छैन सुरक्षित छन् सम्भवतः भन्दा पनि यो त निश्चित रूपमा ब्याट्सम्यान बिहाइन्ड द क्रिज नै छन् नट आउटको डिसिजन थर्ड अम्पायरद्वारा राम्रो डिसिजन त्यति गाह्रो थिएन तर आजकल लेग अम्पायरहरूले आफ्नो सजिलोको लागि अफ स्टेयर्स पठाउने गरेका छन् डिसिजनहरूको लागि त्यति गाह्रो त थिएन हामीले फिल्डमै देख्न सक्थ्यौँ
लेट कट 4 रनको लागि शमशाद सिंहको ब्याटबाट र तपाईँ पुरा प्लेयरहरूसँग कुरा गर्नुहुन्छ भने शमशाद सिंहको ब्याटिङ राम्रो छ भन्छन् र यहाँ त्यो ब्याटिङ चाहिएको छ काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11लाई सिद्धान्त लोनीसँग लास्ट ओभरसम्म यो गेम लाउनु पर्नेछ र केही राम्रो स्कोर 120
र राजन मलाई मजा लाग्छ जब जब ब्याट्सम्यानहरूले यस्तो लेट कट खेल्छन् र यो साइडमा जुन हामीले बााउन्ड्री देख्छौँ नि मलाई बडो मजा लाग्छ आनन्द लाग्छ व्यक्तिगत रूपमा लाग्छ यो अर्को फ्लाइट डेलिभरी टस गरेका थिए मौका थियो यहाँ तर छुटाएका छन् ब्याट्सम्यान लकी साबित भएका छन् फिल्डर थिए त्यहाँ तर 1 मिटर अगाडि बल केही ड्रप भयो तर प्रयास भने राम्रो गरेका थिए 2 रन सोनु तामाङ राम्रो फिल्डर को जिउमा नजाउँ तर फुर्तिलो निकै छन् यिनी फिल्डमा तर यो पालि प्रयास त गरेका थिए देख्न सक्छौँ राम्रो एफर्ट पनि लगाएका थिए राम्रो ओभर पवन सराफको 14 ओभरको समाप्ति 79 रन 7 विकेटको क्षतिमा काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11
किङफिसर चियरलिडर्स हामी हेर्न सक्छौँ टेलिभिजन स्क्रिन्समा ललितपुर प्याट्रियट्स राम्रो बलिङ गरेको छ यो म्याचमा अहिलेसम्म 2 गेम जितिसकेका छन् भने यो गेम जितेपछि क्वालिफाई हुनेछन् प्लेअफ्सको लागि पहिलो गेम हारेका थिए विराट वारियरसँग र पछिल्लो 2 गेम जित्दै कमब्याक गरेका थिए टुर्नामेन्टमा राजवंशी कन्टिन्यू गर्दै सिद्धान्त लोनी रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटी छ यो म्याच अन्तिम ओभरसम्म लगाउनको लागि यो इनिङ्स हामीले फर्स्ट म्याचमा हेरेका थियौँ आजको 91 रन पनि चेज गर्न गाह्रो भएको थियो भैरवा ग्ल्याडिएटर्सलाई र त्यसरी नै 110 देखि 120 को स्कोर पनि बनाउने हो भने केही चान्स हुन सक्छ काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 का बलर्सहरूलाई
र ललित राजवंशीको तारिफ गर्नुपर्छ जुन हिसाबले कमब्याक गरेका छन् पहिलो ओभर केभिन ओब्रायनले जुन हिसाबले युटिलाइज गरेका थिए उनको लुज बलहरूलाई र यदि तपाईँ IPL T20 सँग जोइन गर्न चाहनुहुन्छ र हाम्रो टिमसँग आफ्नो केही कुराहरू राख्न चाहनुहुन्छ तपाईँले #EPL T20 युज गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ त्यो जानकारी तपाईलाई हामी टेलिभिजनको स्क्रिनमा स्क्रोलमा देखाइरहेका छौं र यो स्विप गरिदिएका छन् तर फिल्डर छन् त्यहाँ मिड विकेटमा 1 रन मात्र र यहाँबाट म कठिन देखिरहेको छु काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 लाई जुन हिसाबले ब्याट्सम्यानको लाइनअप कम छ र त्यो माथि नयाँ युवा प्रतिभाहरू छन् जसले गेमको टेम्परामेन्टलाई त्यति मजाले बुझिसकेका छैनन् युटिलाइज गर्न सक्ने त्यतिको क्षमता राख्ने अवस्थामा भएका खेलाडी होइनन् त्यो कारणले गर्दाखेरि अब यहाँबाट गेमलाई एक्सिलरेट गर्न गाह्रो छ यी दुई खेलाडीलाई तर कम्तीमा अबको यो वाइड अनुशासन हिट बल ललित राजवंशीको म 2 बल अगाडि तारिफ गर्दै थिएँ तर यस्तो बल ललित राजवंशीबाट हामी अपेक्षा गर्दैनौं र राजन जुन हिसाबले म कुरा गरिरहेको थिएँ अबको 5 ओभरमा कम्तीमा पनि 30 प्लस रनहरू बनाउन आवश्यक छ यदि गेममा रहिरहन खोज्ने हो भने
जुन प्रकारले विकेट गुमाएको छ किङ्स 11ले 100 देखि 110 रनको पनि स्कोर राम्रो हुनेछ यो स्थितिबाट र जसरी मैले अघि नै कुरा गरेँ फर्स्ट म्याच जसरी 51 रनको चेज गर्न पनि गाह्रो भएको थियो बेरेरो ग्ल्याडिएटर्सलाई किङ्स 11 का बलर्सहरूले केही पाउनेछन् डिफेन्ड गर्नको लागि र त्यसका साथै 15 ओभरको समाप्ति काठमाडौँ किङ्स 11 81 रन 7 विकेटको क्षति भयो
दर्शकवृन्द पुनः स्वागत छ AP1 SD मा प्रत्यक्ष रूप तपाईं
11 innings has got into double figures yet. Delighted to have Navneet Krishna join me again. Sprinting back after a hearty lunch, Nav. Could be time for 2 here. Skewed away off the outside edge from the drive. That's going to be a double. Good food.
Post-lunch session is always the most hardest session, isn't it?
Well, we've had 4 back-to-back double headers here. It's going to be a rest day tomorrow in the TVS Everest Premier League. But don't you worry, we'll be back with a double header on Friday and Saturday. Oh, that's nicely bowled. That was the wrong one. It just went on with the arm. It's not a big turner of the ball as it is, but you clearly could see the little finger come over as he rolled out the wrong one.
And what some of the batsmen did was they tried to play it across the line against Sunny Patel, and that's very difficult, especially with the speed at which he bowls. So you want to be playing straight, you want to be playing in the V when you're playing Sunny Patel. He's been good all through the tournament, once again giving no room whatsoever, just tucking the right-hander. Another dot ball. Siddharth Lohani 7 of 14, and Samjad Khan.
It's the googly again, clever bowling. I think it was picked, but it was picked late by Lohani, and he just thought I'd better block that one out.
Good over here for Sunny Patel. 16 overs completed, 85 for 7.
That was the Kathmandu Kings card there. 3 first ball ducks in this innings. Sagar Pun, Budahar, Pradeep Sahu all falling without scoring on their first delivery. It's going to be the man I talked up earlier, Ali Rajbanshi, who's going to finish out. He had bowled 1 over, none for 17. He's now bowled 3.1 and he's none for 20.
A smart from Gyanendra Mallal to put Rajbanshi back on after Kevin O'Brien went back to the dugout, because Kevin took him apart in the first over. So smart from the captain. He's his star spinner.
Yeah, he's a superstar. A superstar in the making. I'd love to see him in the Nepal team sooner rather than later. For me, he's the heir apparent to Basant Regby's spot. He's a beautiful action. He turns the ball and he gets good revs on it, so he gets drift and dip and turn. You might have just seen us on commentary cam there, Nav. I'm still chilly. It's not as warm as it was yesterday.
Well, the sun is out, but it's definitely not as warm as yesterday. And the commentary box here is cold all through the day.
Down the track, heading to the leg side. No real damage, just going to be a single. Do remember to talk to us using that hashtag EPLT20. I'm going to be on the Twitter machine and the Instagram machine behind me here as well. Ask us your questions. Tell us who your favourite players are. I'm going to read a few of those out before the end of this innings now. Beautiful bowling from Rajbanshi. You can see the angle he gets. It's because of the drift. I suspect he gets a lot of his wickets because of that drift as much as the turn he generates.
Siddharth was looking for that big shot, but very quickly had to change. There was a faster one from Rajbanshi and got his bat down in time. Squeezed in just a single. It's a very different pitch, Andrew, from what we saw 2 days ago.
I'm not sure how much of it's down to the pitch and how much of it's down to utterly terrible batting, because we've seen some complete brain explosions, to be honest with you. It might not be a 215 wicket like it was 3 days ago. Should be getting up to about 150, I would have thought, at least. At the end of the 17th, Kings 87 for 7. King's card. Sheikh has just joined O'Brien as the only man to go into double figures. O'Brien also the only one to be able to score at more than one a ball. Look at that, Nav. 3 men, 3 first ball dismissals.
Yeah, it's not been the best performance with the bat for the Kathmandu Kings 11. And you spoke about Rajbanshi, the hero that he's been with the ball, and someone else who really has been a good find this tournament, Rashid Khan. He's been so good, generating good pace, good bounce.
Yeah, and he perhaps hasn't got the reward he's deserved, but I've been really impressed with him. I'm particularly impressed when he got use of the new ball for the first time in the tournament today.
Yeah, he was good early on today. and he's coming back for his third over. Very likely for him to bowl the 18th and the 20th and close the innings off.
Nicely bowled from Rashid Khan. So we were saying, talk to us using that hashtag EPL T20. We've got a question in here from Narayan Devkota even. He's asking me, what differences do you notice in the atmosphere of the crowd between Ireland and Nepal? Well, the answer to that question is huge differences. The passion, the noise, the energy, the size of the crowd. Certainly bigger than we'd be used to in Ireland. If Ireland get to play against England, a local rival, or maybe Australia or South Africa, we'd get a big crowd in. But to see so many people here, all around the crowd, loving their cricket so much, so knowledgeable, so passionate and so fanatical about their cricket, has been a real treat for me coming all the way from Ireland. Into the block hole nicely from Khan. Throw comes in, no run there.
You spent a lot of time in the subcontinent, Andrew, in Nepal, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, etc. But what we're witnessing here in Nepal is right up there with some of the other test-playing nations, especially in Asia.
Absolutely. And if we talk about these crowds are coming in at 9 a.m, 10 a.m, 1 o'clock here for an afternoon game during a weekday. We saw in the tournament opener 12,500 in through the gate, and one of the most special atmospheres I've seen at any cricket ground, whether that be Eden Gardens or the MCG. Hit down the ground straight. The man at long off isn't going to get round to that, because long on will. That's Sunny Patel tidying up.
Yeah, that's right. We've had excellent crowds all through the tournament so far. We're on to day 5 here of the TVS Everest Premier League, and quite literally every single day the count has been easily above 6,000 to 7,000 people here.
Yeah, we've got great crowds and great atmosphere, and we've had some great cricket as well, some crazy cricket in some ways. Every game, 5 of those 8 matches so far, have gone right to the final over with all 3 results possible. Slower ball wide, slower ball, that's going to be signalled wide. And a no ball. That's an interesting decision. I would have thought that the wide would have been a fairer decision, but he said it's definitely gone over waist high precedence, and we should see the free hit signalled by the umpire. We do.
Ball from the umpire here. Like you mentioned, I would have called that a wide, but he felt that was above the waist. Right, here we go. Shake on.
Brilliant from Rashid Khan. He's hit those Yorkers so well throughout this tournament, and he hasn't got the reward he's deserved yet, but he's another name to watch in the future. A nasty blow for the wicketkeeper. He looks to be in a lot of pain to me. That's Kulsawala, that's the opening batsman for the Patriots. Has he dislocated or broken a finger here perhaps?
That doesn't look too good. Oh boy, he's in a lot of pain. He's in a lot of pain. He's also the star opening batsman, Kulsawala. Outstanding innings in the previous game, and it was a fairly straightforward take for him. But look at that.
You can see here, Nav, I would say that's almost certainly a dislocated finger. Dislocation's incredibly painful, and you can see the physio straight onto the pitch trying to relieve him. He looks in absolute agony. Not good scenes here, and concern for the Patriots, not only as to who's going to take the gloves, but who's going to open the batting. Oh, he looks in sheer agony. That's the replay there. You can see he just right on the end of his finger, and immediately right in agony. Looks like the physio might have performed a miracle there. I think he's probably popped the dislocation back in. I'm no doctor, but that to me looked like a dislocated finger.
Seems to be much better now, but they really want him to be back here on the field. Key member in this Patriots lineup.
I'd be amazed if he continues to take the gloves. You know, surely if it was a dislocation, or even if it's just badly bruised, there's only 2.2 overs left. Get one of your teammates in to take the gloves, get some ice on it, and see if you can come out and bat.
Well, the fact that he's not making his way outside the ground is an indication that he's probably good to continue. Didn't look very good just 2 minutes ago. There's a fairly regulation take for him. Probably hit the edge of his finger.
Yeah, it might have just popped out of the footmarks a little and actually got a bit bigger on him. I think it was his top hand that it raised up on him a bit. You can see the crowd there, just a touch subdued because of that injury to Kalsawala. And remarkably, I didn't think I'd be saying this 2 or 3 minutes ago, he's going to continue with the gloves. And let's hope he's all right for the rest of the day and indeed the tournament. Wide again. God, Kalsawala. He doesn't look comfortable to me with the gloves. I think this is madness, to be honest with you. And we're going to have the free hit all over again.
And you said he wasn't happy with that delivery from Rashid Khan. It's like, no, you don't want to be doing that, because he still has a discomfort. And he's a natural left-hander, but it looks like he's happy collecting the ball with his right hand, and that's just an indication that he's still in some discomfort.
Here comes a free hit. Swing and a miss outside off. Time for a quick question for you now from Ankit. How do you think that we can improve Nepali cricket, and what type of exposure is required to bring the change in coming for the future of Nepal?
Well, I think everything that's happening in this edition of the TVS Everest Premier League is a huge step in the right direction. Just rubbing shoulders with some of the biggest names in international cricket is a massive step in the right direction.
Heaves straight to the man at cover. That's taken an easy catch, a simple catch for Paran Saraf, and probably the longest over the ends with a wicket. Good reward for Rashid Khan. I think he's deserved that.
Absolutely. He's been fantastic with the ball all through the tournament. Let's take a once again. Outside off, little bit of room for the batsman to swing his arms, and he did that. Nowhere near the lob, straight to covers for a fairly regulation catch, and the score now 90 for 8 at the end of 18.
Runs and 6 wickets in 18 overs.
Coming in at 10 for the Kings 11 is Jitendra Nakia, 27-year-old. There's just 2 left in this innings. Going to be Yogendra Karki to finish his spell of 4 overs. Hammered down the ground. That's better from Lahani. We know he has the power. And he smashes that down the ground for 4. Good batting.
He's been very quiet as Siddhant Lohani so far, and he's known for his... This was attacking in every sense of the word. Absolutely powered that back past the bowler. Over the line.
Heaved into the leg side, flies into the sky. There's a man out there. It flies over his head for 6. That's the shorter side of the ground. From Lahani.
Once again, excellent shot. A little towards this ball, and that gave him enough of an angle to take it over mid-wicket. And the mid-wicket fielder thought that he had a chance. Just flies over.
It was the leg cutter from Clarkey, but it was telegraphed all the way from Lahani, and finally he's getting going here. Oh, looked to be heaved into the leg side again. Huge appeal from the keeper. No interest from Clarkey. Given not out. It was at the World 2020 qualifier in 2015 that Sidit Lahani made a name for himself on the global stage with the helicopter shot. It flew for 6. On the ground there in Malahide, over 1 million views of that clip on those ICC channels. Just like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, his idol. This one skews over point. More runs here. They'll come back for 2.
Good to see some late momentum here for the Kathmandu Kings 11. They go past the 100 mark. 102 for 8 now. Every run crucial at this stage. Mind you, we saw a low scoring match in the first encounter. 91 the Warriors put on, and the Gladiators got that in the last over.
Into the slot, heaved into the leg side. There's a man out there. Taken. That's a great catch. It's Rashid Khan. He's had a great day with the ball. Takes a good and important catch. Lahani falls.
Can't blame him. Going for the big one. Just 8 deliveries left in the innings. He was hoping he can get one more over the boundary line, but a good catch was falling on him. And now the Kathmandu Kings 11, 9 down for 102.
There's a young man on debut, Kant Pedal. He came from the Kathmandu Kings talent hunt, which is so brilliant to see. He's the second man to play in the EPL through the talent hunt system. And Kevin O'Brien was telling me about him this morning. He's a good seamer. I'm looking forward to seeing him bowl later, but for the moment he's in at number 11. And he's not going to be on strike. As Mukaya, they crossed over, and he's going to face up to Karki.
Last wicket remaining in one.
Yeah, clever batting from the number 10, the senior man. He gets a single, he keeps the strike. It's 103 for 9.
103 runs and 9 wickets in 19 overs. Kathmandu Kings versus Lalitpur Patriots. Ladies and gentlemen, tournament 110 sixers and sabi ko sa एक harong sixers karate heavyweight परिवर्तन form. Each sixer is close to 50,000 cash prize by expert education and visa services.
Final over of game 2 of a doubleheader here. We're right on the edge of the halfway point of the tournament, because this is game 9 of 17, so 8.5 matches about to be done halfway through the EPL T20. Put down the ground towards long on. Well fielded, and we're going to see a first ever ball to be faced in the EPL for young Chandra Kant Powder.
And you asked me a while back about what can be different for the benefit of the game here. The talent hunt is a fantastic way for you to identify the next superstar of Nepali cricket, and it's so good to see folks playing here in the biggest tournament in Nepal through the talent hunt.
And he's away with a run. Lovely feeling for any batsman at 1 or 11. And yeah, that tweet came into you from Ankit, but we've also just had one from Rupak Pudal. I wonder, is it a relation of Chandra Kant Pudal? He says it's 2:30 a.m. here in Texas. I'm still watching the game. I can't go to sleep. But what do you want to say about all these low-scoring thrillers in the EPL?
Well, I'm not complaining as long as they go down to the last over. Well, yesterday, 84 the target, and it went to the super over.
Put into the sky. Skews off the outside edge. It's going to be a chance. Not taken, but just one run.
And despite most of the games being low-scoring games, we've had good turnouts, and that's just an indication of the exciting cricket we're seeing.
Yeah, I think to answer the question very seriously, we have seen some naive batting. We've seen some excellent bowling. We've also seen some batting in the higher scoring games, but a lot of that batting has come from the overseas stars. I'm going to get a check on it, but I don't think we are yet to see a Nepal batsman make a 50 in this tournament.
Yeah, we saw Gaurav Thomas go 82 of 41. My apologies, Gaurav is from India, yeah?
Yeah, so we're yet to see. We had a 49 from Gandra Mala, so we're yet to have a 50 from a local batsman, and that, for me, is the indication of what needs to improve here. Cricket in Nepal. The bowling's outstanding, particularly the spin bowling, but the batting has to get better. Slower ball from Rashid Khan. He's showing all his skills. He's a man we might see in Nepal colours not too long into the future.
Yeah, definitely excellent talent with the ball, Rashid Khan. Just 2 deliveries left here for the Kings 11. 107 for 9. And that's why this platform is so important for every single player. Great opportunity for you to make your mark and wear the national colours.
Shorter this time, pulled into the air. It's only gone as far as the man at short fine leg, who says, I'm not going to try and take the catch. I'll just let them run through for one. Pradeep Sahu deciding to let that one bounce. And just one ball left in the innings now. The youngster found through the Kathmandu Kings talent hunt. I bet you he didn't think just 4 or 6 weeks ago he'd be here live on national television on AP1 HD at the TVS Everest Premier League.
And he's got 1 delivery left here in the innings, CK Paudal.
And he's going to have it bowled again. What's he doing? Oh, shambolic stuff from the number 10 batsman, Jitendra Mahera. He says, Mukaya, he says, I'm going to run through for one. The wide will be signalled, the wide will count. Look, the innings ends as it starts with some crazy batting, another crazy run out. What was he thinking, Nav?
There was absolutely no need for that run. There was a wide, so it's another chance. They would have got another bite at the cherry. And CK Paudal just nods his head in disappointment. But that's the end of the innings. All out, the Kathmandu Kings 11. 109 is what it's going to be with the wide. Disappointing with the bat.
Yeah, you're spot on. It's going to be 109. I'm going to take a little bit of a look at the highlights, but the one thing I'm glad for is that CK Paudal, he ends not out, because it's going to be Mukaya who's run out. Paudal on his debut, he's 2 not out. Shame he didn't get to face that last ball again. Take a look at the batting highlights, and I expect to see a lot of Kevin O'Brien here.
Yeah, he's got 42 out of the 102. Yeah, that expensive cover drive, and he made that 2. And yeah, those 6s came very quickly. Anand Subramaniam with that boundary. Kevin O'Brien, and how important was his wicket?
Wasn't too much more to shout about until Lahani finally got hold of a few. He heaved that slower ball into the leg side to the shorter boundary. It just carried. As we saw there, not a huge to cheer for the Kings 11. Remember, they won the to bat first. Just 11 boundaries in the entire innings. 5 of those coming from Kevin O'Brien. The exception of his 42 off 33. Nothing really to cheer for the Kings 11. For the bowlers, it was a very different tale. They were outstanding. The thing that I loved about the bowling performance from the Lalitpur Patriots was the way that Rajbanshi bounced. He went for 17 off his first over. He finished with number 22. Here's all the wickets. Some crazy cricket now. That was first ball for Sagar Pun. The madness of the run out then. Poor batting all round.
You can't be playing across the line to Sunny Patel. He got on edge onto that.
Here was the big one. It was Kevin O'Brien. He was ticking. Just chipped it straight to the man at long off. That was 2 and 2 balls. Chipped straight to cover that one. Despite Lahani clearing the fence a few times, that was actually a great catch in the deep there from Rashid Khan. He had a good day all round because he took wickets, and then we saw probably the most ridiculous dismissal of the 2018 Everest Premier League, with both men ending up both with outstretched arms. There's the bowling figures. I know he got no wickets, but what a comeback from Rajbanshi. His final 3 overs going for 5 runs.
Clearly has been the find of the tournament so far. Lalit Rajbanshi, 5 runs given in the last 3 overs, but Rashid Khan the standout, 2 for 17, and Pawan Saraf getting 3 wickets for 22. So it's been a field day for them, for the Lalitpur Patriots. Very happy restricting the Kathmandu Kings 11 to 109. So the target for the Lalitpur Patriots, 110, and we're going to see you very shortly for the second innings. I'm going to introduce the two of you. You and Suraj. Welcome back.
There go the umpires, the Royal Stag umpires. The sun starting to dip down. Across to our right here from the commentary box. It's such a beautiful setting in Kathmandu, Nepal. The Kirtipur International Cricket Ground. And we have not seen the kind of runs we've seen on some of the other days at the TVS Everest Premier League. If we're in for another thriller, the morning game went to the last over. It's going to be a low-scoring thriller, because the Kathmandu Kings, they made 109 from 19.5 overs. They were out in quite farcical circumstances on the final ball of the last over. The run out off a wide. And in case you're worried that I've been left stranded in the commentary box by myself, there's a man to my right who I know wouldn't do that to me, despite having several important hair and facial appointments throughout the afternoon. He's managed to dash back to the commentary box. Welcome, Suraj Giri.
Thank you, Andrew, and thank you for understanding. It's tough. It's tough to keep up with the look as good as you guys look. Certainly for you guys, it's a lot less work than me. I'm a poor little fellow, and I have to keep up with it.
Well, it's tough at the top, Suraj. That's where you are, and it really has been a wonderfully organised tournament so far. You can see there, Kulsawala, he's getting some last-minute ice and spray attached to that. I think it's his middle finger. It looked to me like it was a dislocation. It looked very nasty, Suraj.
Yeah, and Lalitpur Patriots, if Kulsawala gets any injury, that's going to take a toll on their top order. He's been the man in form, took a couple of innings to get there, but scored a 50 in the last match.
You can see Kevin O'Brien there. He was reading the riot act to his team. He was saying, we must bowl and field like kings, because if we don't, we're going to be 1-1 rather than stay undefeated. And you could see his dismay at the way some of his partners batted. He'll be disappointed the way he gave it away, having got to 42 off 33. Some of the dismissals at the other end were a little unforgivable.
Yeah, we've been talking to the curators, we've been talking to the players as well, and the pitch seems to only have little part of it. It's more about the shot selection from these batsmen that are more or less getting them into trouble. And Kathmandu Kings 11, if they're supposed to be there and hang around in the game, it's a low-scoring match. We've seen some low-scoring match go right down to the wire, some thrilling low-scoring matches, and it's not easy. These low-scoring matches can get tricky, but the key for the Kathmandu Kings 11 side is that they need to see the back of Tomar or Kulsawala very early into the game, the two batsmen in prime form.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. If they don't break this opening partnership within the first 5 overs, I'm calling this game as done, because they must at least get an end open. I think the Patriots' strength is their bowling and their two opening batsmen. So if Kevin O'Brien can get an early breakthrough, he'll be delighted, because he knows it could be game on then. Tomar and Kulsawala so impressive so far.
And remember, these two batsmen are the ones that shattered the record for the opening partnership. Of course, the second 100-run stand for the opening pair, but they went on to make 124 runs for the first wicket, which is a record in the TVS EPL, and that opening stand is more than the target required today.
Yeah, you're spot on, Suraj. You've been busy looking at your stats while that hair's been getting styled. You've had the phone out in front of you. And I admire you for multitasking there, Suraj. I appreciate that. It was the Rhinos that they put that partnership of 129 on, and Tomar with a man-of-the-match performance, 82 off 41. For the Kings, it's going to be Mukaya to start. the man who was run out off the last ball of the innings. Oh, significant movement already, but he's going to start with the wide.
Jitendra Mukhya is an exciting prospect in Nepali cricket. He has been in and out of the side. He was once upon a time in the 2014 World Cup, where Nepal featured for the first time in a T20 Cup. But lately, he's been out of form. Talking about people out of form featuring in the national side, Gyanendra Malla is one of them. But Mukhya struggled in the last match for Kathmandu Kings 11, bowled a lot of no balls, and you don't expect that from an experienced campaigner like Jitendra Mukhya.
Yeah, significant pace and swing, but it's leg side again. That's going to be a second wide. He's played 4 T20Is for Nepal. You can see he's got the talent, but he is wayward.
He's got to settle into the rhythm. Every extra run is going to take Lalitpur Patriots closer to the target. This is not a scoring game, so they'll have to be right on the money. Margin for error for the bowlers. It doesn't help if you start with 2 extras.
Yeah, there's Kalsawala's stats. Not sure that in third innings, actually, so we won't hold that against him. But interesting to see how he goes, given he could for what looked to me like a dislocated middle finger on his right hand.
Such a passionate cricketer, Jai Kishan Kalsawala. I've been watching him since the last season when he was the wicketkeeper batsman for Lalitpur Patriots, and he's very much into the game, very pumped up all throughout, whether that be behind the stumps or in front of the stumps while he's batting. Kalsawala has acquired some fame among the hearts of Nepali cricket fans as well.
Well, that's better, that's a beauty. Batsman doesn't know where it's gone. He's still looking for it, and it's in the top of his pad. Umpire rightly calls dead ball, of course.
Yeah, short ball. Jitendra Mukhya right on the money on that occasion. Tucking him up, not giving him any room. Bowling onto his body, and it's very difficult to score off those at the start of your innings.
Yeah, you could see it was inside edge. That significant swing that the bowlers generate. So edge into his the top of his pad. And what I enjoyed was from Kalsawala was he was looking round, where's the ball? He was asking, where's it gone? Am I supposed to be running here? And then he finally found it in the top of his leg. Leg side again. There's a man at fine leg, so just the single. It's going to bring Tomar onto strike for the first time today. Talk to us about his innings of 82 off 41. Sensational striking.
It was brilliant to watch. The way Gaurav Tomar went about his batting in that occasion was absolutely unbelievable. Treat for the fans, and that's what they are here to see. Gaurav Tomar, such a natural hitter of the ball, with his natural free-flowing shots. It's amazing, it's amazing. Kathmandu Kings 11, though, if they are to get anywhere close to winning, they'll have to bowl in the right areas to Gaurav Tomar, because he's not going to hang around with the power play and the fielding restrictions going on. He'll make best use of it.
Yeah, he's the man who took the catch of Kevin O'Brien. He's on strike now. Nicely guided down to third man. He's getting a lot of swing, but it's early movement, so it can be telegraphed by the batsman.
Let's have a look at the Jai Kishan Kalsawala's 50 in the last game. He's a brilliant batsman to watch when he gets going, and hit it all around the park. Some deft touches and some powerful striking as well.
Yeah, he's elegant on the eye, like many left-handers are, and I love to see the helmet comes off, the cap is on, it makes the celebration photos look better. He pumped the chest. He knew how important that innings was for the Patriots. As they chased down the Rhinos total in a canter. 166, and they made it look like it was nothing at all.
And Lalitpur Patriots will be very pleased with their opening pair in form. In the last season, it was the Biratnagar Warriors who had their two openers in prime form, Babar Hayat and Anshuman Rath. But this season, Anshuman Rath not playing, Babar Hayat joining them today. So the defending champions have some problem in their top order. Lalitpur Patriots so far look the settled side with their top order clicking.
Yeah, great movement back into the left-hander. It's the end of the first over. None. Welcome back. Now, Suraj, you going to tell me what that says?
Well, it says the spectators are asking the fans to go ahead and build a stadium. They're willing to contribute with labour if the government steps in and decides to contribute as well.
Yeah, that's the scale of passion you have here for cricket in Nepal. They will give up any kind of hard work, blood, sweat and tears to get another international stadium. We are at the Kurdapur International Cricket Ground here. Of course, he's probably referring to, can we get some floodlights in? Can we have EPL under lights next season?
That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Come on, lads, come on, yeah.
More matches in weekdays. If you see this turnout, imagine what the crowd is going to look like, the size of the crowd if we have matches at night.
Suraj, I can't wait to come back next year and find out that right away. Pradeep Sadhu, the leg spinner, is going to start. Opening the bowling. Oh, that's a great stop. Super stuff from Sagar Pun. He's got a lot to make up for after that first ball dismissal earlier.
We could see him in action bowling as well, but he's an amazing fielder.
Easy one, easy.
Yeah, full toss this time, clipped off his legs into the deep. There is a man out there, but he's quite straight. Another good piece of fielding, probably saving a run there. Kalsawala and Tomar not the quickest between the wickets. We saw Sahu very impressive in the opening day win, the leg spinner from India. He got 2 wickets. And an interesting decision for the Kings because they left out Rohan Mustafa, who is here. They said we're going to go with Subramanian, who was the player of the match in the first game. We're going to go with the leg spinner Sahu, and of course Kevin O'Brien's the captain, stepping into the shoes of Sampal Kami. So amazing to see Rohan Mustafa left out. Googly straight away from Sahu. See quite a few of those to get it to turn away from the bat. Of course, Suraj, it's only 3 foreign players that can play in each starting 11. You can have 4 or 5 in the squad if you'd like, though.
Well, that's the rule of the league, but they're still going for 4 foreign players to fill in for the foreign players who are joining in at the latter stage of the tournament. Of course, Babar Hayat for the Biratnagar Warriors and Rohan Mustafa for Kathmandu Kings 11. They were out playing the ICC Emerging Nations Cup, where Hong Kong and their Rohan Mustafa's team UAE were featuring.
Looks for the slog sweep. It skews up the bottom edge. It's a very short boundary there, but there is cover. It's not where Kalsawala was looking to hit it. It'll be a single. They're threatening here, the Kings, but they need a breakthrough. They must break this opening partnership.
Good move from Kevin O'Brien to give the leg spinner the second over of the match, and spin is the way to go, I believe. The wicket providing
it's well bowled again, but hooked nicely to the man at short fine leg. It's just going to be a single to end the second over. Patriots now 7 for none. Patriots are going to need 110 to make it from 4 against the Kathmandu Kings. There's the Kathmandu Kings owner, one of the co-owners. Pulled away powerfully and elegantly. There's no one out there. That's going to be 4 runs, Gareth Tomar.
Stand and deliver stuff from Gareth Tomar. He didn't have to move an inch. As soon as it struck, he knew that that was going to go for a fence, and like Andrew calls it, holding the pose for the photographers. Beautiful to watch. Jitendra Mukhi has to correct his line here. Anything onto pads, he's going to pull that away in a zippy.
Yeah, it was actually pulled off, probably about off stump, but it is just showing what I was saying. There are no demons in this pitch. Just 3 days ago, we saw 431 runs in a 2020 scored on it. Pulled away again. There's no one out there. It's a tiny boundary. Back-to-back 4s.
Jitendra Mukhi just not getting the bounce he's eyeing for, and he'll have to quickly adjust the important pitch here. Again, banging it short, this time pulled outside of the off stump, and another boundary then. Start to, and this is going to be problematic for the Kathmandu Kings 11. They'll have to bounce back very quickly here.
Yeah, you can see the Kingfisher cheerleaders there in action. 3 days ago when they were on this pitch, they were up every other ball as the boundaries were flying into the stands, as the Rhinos set the record and then had it chased down just 90 minutes later. 431 runs in 40 overs of cricket on this very pitch. Yeah, that's better, much better line and length there.
Talking about that fight of our Gladiators versus Pokhara Rhinos match, one of the best matches, T20 matches you've ever seen, Andrew?
Oh, without doubt. I think we called it that they had absolutely no chance at the halfway stage, given that the day before we'd seen 104 played 105 in a low-scoring thriller. We all thought Richard Levy was going to be the star of the show, but it ended up being Mr. Singh with that 125 off 60. And it lit up the EPL, lit up this year's tournament. That's better. Good batting though by Tomar. He says, I've hit 2 boundaries in this over, I'll punch one down the ground and take the single.
Yeah, we saw a lot of maturity in his innings against the Pokhara Rhinos as well, and today too, Gareth Tomar demonstrating the kind of maturity we expect from a foreign player. Take us through with the impact the foreign players have had in the TVS EPL 2018. It's been massive, Andrew.
Yeah, it's been absolutely huge, and we've just spoken about it moments ago. There isn't a local batsman from Nepal to pass 50 yet. We've seen several powerful innings from the foreign batsmen. You talk about Van der Merwe's left arm spin, Van Meekeren's pace, so outstanding. Big appeal. No, the umpire signals pad. The bowler, or the batsman signals pad. You can hear the local Kathmandu crowd getting behind their team, wanting that to be out, willing it to be out. You can see clearly just flicking the pad on the way through to the keeper.
There was a sound that the bat was nowhere near the ball. Just clipping the pads on the way through to the wicket keeper. Umpire spot on.
The umpire Yadav really getting that one right. We saw a few questionable decisions yesterday afternoon. Paul Sterling possibly very unlucky. That could have been a turning point in the game, and indeed the Tigers' campaign this year. Down the leg side, that's just the wrong line from Mukaya. Flipped away from Kulsawala.
You can't be bowling there to the batsman in form. Jackson Kulsawala is too good to miss out on those. In line, Jitendra Mukhi is in no rhythm at all. Look at that. All he had to do was get some bat on it and went over the fence.
The third over now. It's 20 for none.
From Lalitpur Patriots!
Still plenty of batting to come for the Lalitpur Patriots side. Garendra Malla, Kushal Burtel, Pawan Saraf, Yogendra Singh Karki, Sunny Patel. Plenty of firepower still remaining in the Lalitpur batting lineup.
Here's Sahu with his leg breaks. Let's hit inside out over extra cover to the shorter boundary here. Patriots saying we're going to chase this down and chase it down quickly.
Taking the front leg out of the way, full extension of the arms, get to the pitch of the ball as close to the pitch as they can, and God of Tomar. Just an inside-out drive, as easy as you like it from Tomar.
Things needed. What's interesting for me here is that it looks like Kevin O'Brien's warming up. So he might be saying, I might have to try and drag us back into this game myself by taking the ball in hand from the far end. It's better from Sahu. You asked me about the overseas players' impact. None bigger than Mohamed Naveed's today with the ball in hand. That spell of 4 wickets was as good as we've seen this year.
It's brilliant to watch. Obviously, a lot of eyes on Naveed. It was big news when it was announced that he was going to feature in this year's TVS EPL 2018, and in the first game itself, he showed what he was all about.
Hammered down the ground, straight. There's no fielders there. That's 4 more. Sahu looks for a change in the field now.
Yes, Sahu, in anticipation of a batsman's mistake, pitching it up, inviting the batsman to go after it, and the kind of form God of Tomar and Jackishan Kolsa. Well, if you offer the flight to them, then they're going to take you all along for a ride, and exactly what happened on that. Well.
Better from Sahu, but Tomar's batting so brilliantly. He's playing the good balls for 1 and the bad balls for 4. Remember, everyone, that the Patriots have won 2 from 3. If they win today, they'll be the second side today to seal their spot in the TVS Everest Premier League 2018 playoffs. The top 4 sides advancing to those playoffs, but a lot to play for, because the top 2 bites at the cherry to get to the grand final. But the fans there, Suraj streaming in great numbers again. Hit over the offside this time. Brilliant batting from this pair. It's going to be 4 more.
Again, stop, inviting the batsman to hit them over, and with the fielding restrictions on and the kind of form they're in, they're obviously going to take that chance. Another good-looking off drive from Jackishan Kolsawala.
Yeah, the last over went for 13. And this over's already gone for 13.
They're very good with the inside-out drives over cover region.
Oh, just worked off his legs. Might have been pad. It's buys. Extraordinary it's not given as a wide then. But that is going to be the end of the 4th over. It's 37 for none.
Kathmandu Kings for a bowling course is Mr. Kevin O'Brien. He's also the captain of Kathmandu.
It is going to be that change in bowling that I talked to you about. Suraj, Kevin O'Brien saying, if you guys aren't going to do it, I'll do it myself. Give me the ball in hand. I don't like bowling in the power play. He bowled 4 very economical overs in their opening game win for the Kings over the Tigers. 4 overs, 1 for 21. He's going to have to do it against the 2 best Patriots batsmen in the power play now. Straight on to the money from O'Brien. And even then, Tomar knows how to get the single.
Yeah, very good coordination when it comes to running wickets from Gaurav Tomar and Jackson Kolsawala. We saw that in the last game as well, and today too. But it's very nice of Kevin O'Brien to take the responsibility on his shoulders and take the game on. It's got to be him, along with his entire unit, that has to stand up and say to themselves that we can defend this total. So far, though, Kolsawala and Tomar have had other ideas.
O'Brien, certainly not experienced by any means, but he's very consistent with his line and his leg. Bowls a lot of leg cutters. He was actually 4 overs 1 for 19 in his opening game. I did him a disservice there. He'll be giving out to me about that later. But he needs a breakthrough. He needs it now, Suraj.
Yeah, and it's going to be difficult to score off him because he's not allowing the batsman any pace. So it's got to be all the batsman's power.
And this was what he does. He just takes the pace off the ball. He frustrates the batsman. Often he bowls very tight wicket to wicket. Gets a lot of LBWs. Ireland's record ODI wicket taker.
Well, one of the best batsmen in associate cricket and now internationally, and to have that bowling ability as well. Certainly an asset. Kevin O'Brien, one of the names that are being in the TVS EPL 2018.
Slower ball from O'Brien, but brilliantly driven by Kolsawala. Mid-off was very wide. That goes for a boundary 4.
Yeah, Kevin O'Brien this time slightly fuller, and Jaikishan Kolsawala, his eyes lit up once he saw the ball bounce right in front of him. Again, being very expressive with his shots, and that has yielded him another boundary. Have a look here. It was pitched fuller, and that's where he strayed this time.
Yeah, look at how wide mid-off was, though. That gone straight to a regulation mid-off. Pulled away this time. That's going to be more runs. Dragged down by O'Brien. That's not going to help the Irishman's mood. Consecutive injuries for the Patriots.
Well, the kind of form these two are in, anything short or anything full, they are going to lash onto it. See what happened? That the ball, when it was pitched up, was driven down the ground. This time, bowling it slightly shorter, with no pace whatsoever. He had all the time in the world. Easy pickings there for Jaikishan Kolsawala.
Slower ball again for O'Brien, not picked. Yeah, that's going to end the 5th over. It's 46 for none. Now, this story, change in bowling, and it's going to be Chandrakant Baudal, who was only found in the Kathmandu Kings 11 talent hunt. And from that great story to two people keep telling great stories, it's over to Nav and Francis.
What a fantastic story indeed, and hopefully today we're going to see the best of him, and hopefully a couple of wickets too.
Horrible start here for off on the pads, and Gaurav Tomar with easy pickings for him, and he moves on to 26. 50 up for the Lalitpur Patriots in big time, just 5.1 overs. They scored 129 in their previous and between these two gentlemen, and 50 already here in a low scoring game. They're running away with this.
They absolutely are, and to be fair, this is probably the kind of run scoring we've expected all day on this wicket, but haven't seen it until now.
Bang over Kevin O'Brien. He's tall all right, but not tall enough. 2 bounces over the boundary. And the Patriots are toying with the Kathmandu Kings 11 bowlers at the moment. Kevin O'Brien has absolutely no clue on how to stop this run flow. Nice shot once again from Gaurav Tomar.
I don't think it's just Kevin O'Brien looking a little bereft of ideas. Everyone out there seems to be struggling of just how are they going to break this partnership.
Spare a thought for the debutant, CK Paudal. First game here, first 2 deliveries, dismissed to the boundary. Takes it on again. Oh, unlucky, very unlucky. Got the outside edge, but unfortunately that flows the third man for another boundary.
And how often do you see that happening? Once you've got the momentum, you're in, you're seeing it well. Even when you make a wee mistake like that, he's throwing at it, giving it the kitchen sink, and it flies over the people in the infield for 4.
Gaurav Tomar is probably the last boundaries before the power play ends, and he's trying to take on the bowler here. 3 boundaries in 3 deliveries. Here we go. Bang again! Make that 4 in 4. We haven't seen that in the Everest Premier League before. 4 boundaries in 4 deliveries, and Gaurav Tomar is taking CK Paudal apart.
It looks a struggle for the young man here. I just can't help but think bowling wide with both your third man and your cover up in the ring is not the way you want to be going. We've seen it the last few days. Any bowlers have missed wide, they've been punished, and it's exactly the same now.
We're just into the 6th over, and the required number of runs is already below 50. Just 48 required on what seems to be a very convincing performance by the Patriots. Here we go, ball number 5. Oh, that hit him on his thighs. That's gonna hurt. A good comeback by CK Paudal, and a roar in the crowd as well.
One of those ones where everyone's smiling except the poor man who's been hit.
It's the worst area to be hit, I guess. That's going to be painful for the batsman. Let's take a look at this once again. It's as painful as it comes when you get hit in the box. Got 4 boundaries away in the first 4 deliveries, and he's down and out in a lot of pain, is Gaurav Tomar. But Francis, this is batting of the highest quality from Gaurav Tomar and Kholsawala. Although Kholsawala has just 17 deliveries, he's managed 18 runs. But take a look at this, the aggressive Gaurav Tomar. He scored 82 of 41 deliveries in the previous game, and he's continuing from where he left off. Behind the stumps on the leg side. Over covers, 1 bounce. Kholsawala joined in as well. And it was this over. Starts off with a full toss on his pads, and then over covers, and 2 behind square on the offside. And he wouldn't want to be seeing that. But he's back on his feet, is Gaurav Tomar. 38 of 18.
And doing a brilliant job with it. I'm never sure in that situation when the physio runs on, what's the physio going to do there? How is he going to help?
I'm not too sure an answer for that, to be honest, Francis. Shot!
That is outstanding hitting from Tomar. We've seen him 4 boundaries earlier on in the over. He's taken a painful blow, had a little bit of time to regather himself, get back together, and then he has launched into the last ball of the over. It is 68 for none after 6 overs.
a thought for the debutant CK Paudal. He would like to forget that over as soon as possible. Gaurav Tomar taking him apart for 22 runs in his first over. And he's moved on to 44. 82 in his previous game. And already one of the highest scorers in this season of the TVS Everest Premier League. The third edition. And it's only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We're back live now. And from the far end, it's going to be some such shake with his left arm spin. And Kolsawala is going to fancy him with the ball turning into the left hand.
Yeah, you'd have to say the left-hander is going to be eyeing him up here. Probably the one thing he has in his favour is the left-hander is going to be hitting with the spin to the bigger boundary, so he might hole out.
Sensible from Kolsawala, just giving it back to the man in form. He's absolutely on fire as Gaurav Tomar. Strike really well, 44 of 19, and you can see the change in the field as soon as Tomar comes on strike. The mid-wicket goes to deep mid-wicket, and just the one fielder inside the 30-yard circle on the leg side, and he's got 3 on the offside. He favors the leg side, does Gaurav Tomar. Doesn't mind going outside off, moving a little to his right and making full use of the gaps on the leg side. Let's see what we got here. Shot. Excellent cut shot there. And another Gaurav Tomar. He's piercing the fields all around the Lalitpur International Stadium here. And he very quickly moves on to 48. 73 now, the Patriots. Excellent shot that.
Stick shot in showing us his lovely timing and placement as well as the power we've seen in the last 2 overs. Evaded the diving stop there, and it's just raced away to the boundary right in front of the Kingfisher cheerleaders there.
Once again, this time straight to the fielder though. Yeah, you said it right. It's a mix of power, strength, and a lot of skill.
It's nice, that's nice tidy bowling, tying him up there, bowling to his field. Let's see how much patience he's got here.
Good finish to the over, apart from the one boundary that sneaked through the offside. Very disciplined effort from Sheikh here. 5 from the over, 73 for no loss at the end of 7.
Lalitpur Patriots versus Kathmandu. 110 for target right this off. 73 runs. 73 runs in 7 overs. Gaurav Tomar, 48 runs.
It's going to be CK again from the pavilion end, Francis. Kevin is continuing with CK despite 22 runs being hit in the previous over.
I'm a little surprised, to be honest, but I also love the faith that he's shown in him. They've obviously seen something in him coming through that talent ID phase. There must be something there, so good to see him sticking with him, giving him an opportunity as well outside of that power play when he can put some back to help give him some protection, and hopefully the second over goes a bit better than the first.
And he's got Kolsawala on strike though. An appeal. Was that bat and pad? Definitely some pad on that. Yeah, it probably was bat and pad. Just the single. And that's going to bring Gaurav Tomar back on strike now. CK Paudal.
And Kolsawala just doing a perfect job, really, just ticking that strike over, getting the main man back on strike, making sure he doesn't go without for too long and start to lose his momentum, because so far everything he's been hitting has basically found the middle of the bat.
now. You don't want to be giving too many extras. Because they're not in the best situation, in the best position. The Kathmandu Kings 11, mind you, this is their second game in this season. They won their first game pretty. Play to their respective roles.
His strengths here, and it's really.
Well, here to check his shot.
Being really aggressive right from the.
And a lesson or two for the top order of the other teams to learn from Kolsavala and Gaurav Tomar. And what was a standout in their previous 129-run partnership was also the manner in which they went on to building that innings. Caution in aggression, getting the odd single and two, and the boundaries, as always, will keep coming in the T20 format. It was really batting of the highest quality, and they're doing exactly that in the second game. Beautiful batsmanship, isn't it?
Oh, it's easy on the eye, isn't it? And as we see here, Tomar just trots through for the single, which brings up his of only 25 balls, so he's made up the bulk of the scoring. You know, he's made 50 out of the 81 runs we've seen here in the second innings, and it has been beautiful to watch.
Back-to-back half centuries for Gaurav Tomar. 82 he scored in 41 in the previous game, and he's already got 50 of 20. Striking a 200 once again is. Take a quick look at a few big hits from Gaurav Tomar. Well, we'll come back to that. 8 overs completed, 81 for no loss.
Lalitpur Patriots zindabad. Lalitpur
Going to be some such shake to continue from the far end. He just punches that away for another single, and it's going to be Kolsavala back on strike.
Just running through some of the highlights from the half century here, and just beautiful crisp ball striking, staying nice in the leg side of the ball, able to open that front hip up to access both sides of the wicket, and then just through, takes the easy single to bring up the 50.
He doesn't move around too much at the crease, but almost invariably finds himself in good positions. And such good balance when he's playing those strokes.
Yeah, that's been the key thing for him. While there hasn't been much movement around the crease, every time when he's about to make contact with the ball, he's still, he's got his eyes level, there's not too many extra moving parts where things could go wrong. He's just in good positions and making good contact because of it.
Very sensible stuff from Gaurav Tomar and Kolsavala here. They're just rotating the singles. They're well in control of this game. They require just 28 runs more to secure their third win in 3 games. As you were telling me about the Super Smash T20 in New Zealand, well, some good talent here in Nepal for you guys to take back home into New Zealand for the Super Smash T20 League.
Yeah, there's definitely a few names that I could be passing on, that's for sure. Just ease down the ground once again, making sure they just keep ticking over that strike. And look, for the Super Smash, I'd love to see some of these players come over to New Zealand. I'm sure they'd love it as well. You know, New Zealand, it's a pretty beautiful country. Doesn't quite match the scenery that we've got here in Kathmandu, but, you know, I still think it's pretty beautiful and pretty stunning back home as well.
Shot, he goes for the big one. Long gone is there, but he has absolutely no chance. And the few hundred that we have in the stand, well, they have no chance as well because it almost went outside the ground. A gigantic six from Gaurav Tomar. And he is making an absolute mockery of this bowling lineup, making it look so easy.
It's a massive shot from Tomar there. He's just once again cleared that leg, cleared the hip, so he can allow a nice swing of the bat through, and he's almost cleared the stadium.
Take that! Six number 2, flat and over the long off fielder. 12 in 2. Gaurav Tomar is turning it on. Full pitch delivery, and he no half measures on that occasion. Gaurav Tomar gave it the full swing and flat over the long off fielder. Probably having a slight delay here in updating the graphic screen. We're going to come back to you with the updated score very short. 9 overs completed. 96 for no loss. The Lalitpur Patriots, and just 13 required. 14 in fact, just 14 required for what is definitely going to be the most convincing victory in this season of the TVS Everest Premier League. Well, a disappointing outing here for the Kathmandu Kings 11. They've been outplayed by 2 individuals. It was the Pokhara Rhinos who were on the receiving end 2 days ago, and now it's the Kathmandu Kings 11. An appeal? No, definitely not out.
A good start to the spell though, and shows the value of being able to hit a Yorker. That's what we haven't seen a lot of so far this edition of the TVS Everest Premier League. We haven't seen bowlers being able to come in and just hit the block hole, hit a Yorker straight up, and the couple of bowlers that have managed it on a got the reward for it.
Showing the other teams how it's done now, the Lalitpur Patriots. Ever so often, the top order of most of these teams, they try to force the issue, do a lot more in the first few overs, and in the process lose multiple wickets. But Kaulsavala and Gaurav Tomar, they don't mind taking some settling in. And then they're able to push the strike rate and the run rate. 97 in 9.2.
Yeah, they've just exploded, haven't they? A run rate of over 10s for their innings, just showing that if you've got that patience to respect the good balls early, then you really can cash in on this ground here. A little bit of ill discipline again creeping in. There's been a few wides today which you just can't have when you're only, you know, when the target's only 110. You can't afford to be giving not only the extra run but the extra ball that comes with it too.
Beautifully squeezed behind square and the offside for a single. Brings Kolsawala back on strike. He's batting on 26 of 26. And he has no issues in his part now, playing the role of the aggressor.
And that's the key thing, is batting, it is about a partnership. It's not always just one player having to do the bulk of the work. And whilst Toma today has had a day in the sun, he probably can't do that without someone at the other end supporting him. And that's what we saw in the Kathmandu Kings 11 innings earlier on, as Kevin O'Brien got going but didn't have anyone to support him.
2-century partnerships in as many games. Gaurav Tomar and Kolsawala are doing it once again for the Lalitpur Patriots. 129 against the Pokhara Rhinos. 100 for no loss here against the Lalitpur Patriots. They clearly are two of the best batsmen that we've seen on display in this season of the TVS Everest Premier League. And the Lalitpur Patriots well on course to make it 3-3. It's just flowing off his bat, isn't it? He's making it look so easy.
The sound of the ball hitting the bat is the thing that just really gets me. It's so crisp. It almost sounds like a gunshot coming off his bat every time he's making contact with the ball.
The Patriots, the owner of the Lalitpur Patriots, Mr. Kishore, he's going to be a very happy man. Perseverance the key. Well, they fought really hard against the defending champions in the opening game. Very unfortunate to go down in the final over, but they stuck to the basics, did really, and they're going to make it 3-on-3 very soon now. It's completed 103 for no loss. Kolsawala wanting to get back on strike. Rightfully sent back. Rightly sent back. Yanendra Malla, the captain of the Patriots, he's not required in this game. Their openers are doing a fantastic job. Banga! Another 6 to Gaurav Tomar. In striking distance on what is the most convincing performance in this season of the Everest Premier League. Gaurav of Tomar is making it look so easy. It's the same pitch that the Warriors and the Gladiators batted on earlier today, and the same pitch that the Kings 11 batted on earlier. But when Gaurav Tomar is batting, 109 with just one required. And he goes again. This has been brutal. Annihilation of the order from the Lalitpur Patriots. And 2 sixes to finish the game. They win by 10 wickets. And the most comprehensive performance by the Lalitpur Patriots. And they go right to the top of the table. What a match we have witnessed here today. Look at that big final six. This was probably the big all. And again, a quick look at that final six. That went a long way, and every single one of them were hoping that they had a chance to get themselves 50 rupees. But no, they don't. He hits them hard, does Gaurav Tomar. He hit 82 in 41. We thought that was sensational. 80 in 35 today, even better.
And just to mention, if there'd been more runs on the board, he would have had to chase. Who knows how many he could have scored today, because there wasn't much that was missing the middle of it.
Very quick look at the highlights here. It's been a Gaurav Tomar show here this afternoon. Kholsawala gave him good support, played the supporting role here. And he hit the odd boundary as well. Nice pull shot, one bounce over the boundary line for Kholsawala, and then CK Paudal went the distance. Full toss, then over covers. 2 times behind point, and the big one started to flow. He hit some mighty sixes, did Gaurav Tomar. Match we have witnessed today. This is going to do their next run rate a world of good. Lalitpur Patriots really, there's not too much to read in this batting card. Just the 2 at the top. 80 of 23 for Tomar. Kholsawala playing the second fiddle role. 27 of 28. And they've hit 115 in just 10.3. They win by 10 wickets. Where did the Kathmandu Kings 11 come back from? What do they need to change?
Well, I think batting first up they have to have a wee look at, but as we have here, their bowling, look, no one's been economical. No one found a way to string dot balls together. No one managed to pick up a wicket either. It's been a tough day for them. So yeah, I mean, they're probably going to start with their batting. That's probably the first thing they're going to have a look at, with some of the dismissals in there, because the way they've bowled today, they're never going to defend 110.
And you did call it definitely not 109 pitch for sure, and Gaurav Tomar showed us why. Here's a quick look at the match summary. Kathmandu Kings 11 were restricted to just 109 courtesy of fantastic bowling. Pawan Saraf taking 3 wickets. Rashid Khan very impressive with his bowling. 2 wickets for him. Yogendra Karki taking 2 as well. The only one who looked comfortable at the crease was Kevin O'Brien, the captain of the Kathmandu Kings 11. But then the Patriots came out. Chasing 110 was never going to be too difficult. But they made it look absolutely easy. 10.3 overs. Gaurav Thomas scoring 80 of them. And he took the bowlers apart. We're going to be back very, very shortly with the post-match presentation. And I'll see you in a bit.
Hello, Davis Guy.
भनौँ भन डमरलाई चेक 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 माइक चेक ठीक छ हैन ल पर्फेक्ट तुषार
in all my time ever, like any event. So literally, I tell you what I did, right? My phone vibrates because it was like it gives you a notification on your phone, right? I put it down, so as soon as I was look at what the director's doing. He's on stage. As he's working, I press it, and it comes up tune. It was brilliant. It was even by your standards. He also saw your photos. Your photos, like, so good.
Check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check.
Camera
Check, check, check.
Where do you want me? Start to you? Oh, start to you. Mic check 1, 2. We're going to have the post-match presentation shortly. We finished early today. Took less than 11 overs for the Patriots to make it 3 from 4. You're terrible. Brother, actually, hold on. What am I doing? How long? Gayendra Mala, the winning captain. Boss. You ask him, am I okay here? 10 seconds. Lovely. Ten more seconds, gentlemen. We'll be there soon. Hello and welcome to the post-match presentation ceremony. I'm Andrew Leonard. I'm going to introduce the presentation party to my left here. I've got Mr. Sri Dawald Davy. He's the Chief Technology Officer at Nepal SBI Bank, and Mr. Upal Majumdar. He's the General Manager of the Salty Crown Plaza. Beautiful hotel that here in Kathmandu. And we're going to welcome first, we're going to hear from the losing captain, Kevin O'Brien, on a tough day at the office for him. Kev, not the circumstances you wanted today. You won the toss, you chose to bat first. It was just a bad day with the bat for the rest of the team.
Yeah, you know, I think we losing two wickets in the first 7 balls or something like that. It's not a great start, but you know, we probably didn't assess the wicket maybe as well as we could have, although it was a good wicket. But Lalitpur bowled well and they put us under pressure, and you know, we crumbled a bit.
You hit some absolutely huge sixes, 5 boundaries in your innings of 42 off 31. You were going so well. Did you feel like you had to bat the whole way through the innings to get up to a competitive total?
Yeah, listen, it was a pretty reckless shot by me. You know, I've previously just getting a forward the ball before, so. But you know, we spoke about as a team, we want to be positive throughout the innings, no matter what the situation is. You know, and if you back yourself to take a bowler down, you got to do it. But unfortunately today, a few of the boys chose those options, but they just didn't come off. But that's 2020 cricket. You know, we're not going to dwell too much about it. We got a rest day tomorrow. We come back on Thursday.
Yeah, you'll have a rest day tomorrow. We'll see you in action in 2 days' time. Good luck with that game, Kev.
Cheers.
We're now going to speak to the winning captain. He's got into a bit of a habit of this recently, Mr. Gayendra Mala of the Lalitpur Patriots. What an impressive performance from them today. Congratulations, Gayendra. You must be delighted. 3 wins from 4. You're through to the latter stages of the 2018 EPL.
We can take that. I think first we need to qualify for the second round, and then maybe the last game we want to finish on the top 2.
Yeah, and that net run rate boost you're going to have if you do win your final game, you'll surely finish first or second and have 2 chances to get to the grand final on the 22nd of December. Is that something you were thinking about in the way the boys went about the chase?
Yes, even yesterday, like we wanted to finish it a little early because we were almost through. So today, even like we were almost through, so we want to push a bit for the rounded as well. Later on, you never know. Like it's a bit tricky with the rounded as well. So we don't want to let down with the rounded. So
yeah, well, huge congratulations today, Guy and Indra. We're going to see you shortly for your final group game. Now, the bankable player of the match was a difficult decision for the commentary panel. A lot of people might have thought Gareth Tomar's 80 off 35 balls would have deserved it, but for us, the Lalitpur Patriots never would have won the game without Paran Sarif's spell of 3 for 22. So he's the bankable player of the match. Sir, if you come this way, we'll have just a photo. A photo there, first of all. No, a photo with that one. Yeah, come with me. Photo there. Smiling. Lovely. And if you go in that check, that's great. And he also, of course, gets a check for 15,000 rupee from Nepal SBI Bank Limited, the bankable player of the day. And a big smile there on Pawan Sarah's face. Pawan, come in here. You bowled 4 overs and you took 3 for 22. You must be delighted with how you bowled.
Yeah, मैले चाहिँ अब लाइक प्लान त्यस्तै थियो अब लाइक आज मेन बलर खेला थियो टिममा अनि अब तोमरको पनि बलिङ ब्यान्ड गएको थियो अनि अलिकति रिस्पोन्सिबिलिटी बढाएको थियो अनि लाइक गुड एरियाजमा बल फाल्ने.
How important was that wicket of Kevin O'Brien? He was ticking, he was on 42. You seem delighted to have got that wicket.
अब लाइक प्लान त्यही थियो लाइक मेन ब्याट्सम्यान त्यही थियो अनि ट्राई गरिरहेको थियो कि आज मेन बलरलाई आउट गर्ने कसरी आउट गर्ने आई थिंक.
Yeah, historic wicket for huge congratulations to him. We're going to throw it back up to Nav. That's the end of the presentation ceremony from here.
Thank you, Andrew. Well, it's always good to hear from the future stars of Nepali cricket, isn't it? Pawan Saraf had a fantastic outing today. 3 for 22 in his spell. And more importantly, the big wickets of Anand and Kevin O'Brien. Here's a quick look at what the points table looks like. The Lalitpur Patriots are sitting pretty at the top. 6 points from the 4 games that they've played. But more importantly, they've won 3 on 3. And have a look at that net run rate. This game has done them a world of good. 1.6. The Gladiators and the Warriors. The Gladiators, the other team, 3 on 3 that they've won. And the Warriors have 4 points. The Kathmandu Kings 11 are disappointing outing today. And that strike and that net run rate, minus 1.9. That's largely because of the damage that was done today. But it's the Chitwan Tigers and the Pokhara that have plenty of problems to solve on the board, and they've already played 3. So an off day tomorrow. We're going to take some time off after all the exciting cricket that we've seen for the past few days. We're going to be back on Friday, another double header. It's going to be the Biratnagar Warriors, the Chitwan, that they can get their first win. And the second game, it's going to be the Rhinos, also hoping to secure their first win versus the Kathmandu Kings 11. So don't miss out on an action-packed Friday. We're going to be coming to you very shortly. And for now, we're going to leave you some highlights of what has been an exciting day of cricket. Thank you, and we'll see you again for day 6.